bro. Scoping. Smoking and scoping.
You ever do anything without the word scope in it?
Oh, God, no. I drink scopals. I swallow, too.
Yeah. Oh.
I bet you do.
Oh, nasty. Got that alcohol in it, though, right, bros? Scope bros.
Oh, God. Are you going to be this guy the whole time we're on? So we're going to try to do this and be on the air for the first break, but we don't know if it'll work. Not really. I don't care.
I think it's going to work. It's technology's there.
We're not on the radio yet, though, right?
20 seconds.
Read us some of the things that people say, too.
About time Perk Boy shaved. More Gail, less pepper.
These
I
are
agree with that.
Hey, so we are on the air right now, Chris? Is that how it works?
We're on the air right now?
Yeah, are we live? Yeah. We're trying to figure out if we can do the first break only outside.
We are live. We are officially live.
Right.
Nice.
By the way, Stanley just spit a lit cigarette on my name.
I'm sorry.
Right back.
I'm sorry. I apologize. That was a mistake.
Can you just look at the end of this thing?
So we're going to figure out if, because when Dan went out and did this, the audio sounded so good, we thought, well, it's a beautiful day, let's just do a little experiment and see if this works out here. But we are the Bennington Show live at what I like to call the bottom of the rock. People pay to go to the top of the rock, all the way up there, which is, I don't know, 800 floors above the earth. But we do something different.
We're saving our money.
Yeah. For a rainy day, if you know what I mean.
We pass on the savings to you.
I like the view down here better anyway.
Now you can look up. Yeah.
More impressive.
And like you two played up there. Remember the first Jimmy Fallon show?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know who played down here?
Nope.
Nobody. No one has ever done a show here.
We're doing it right now. We're scoping.
Well, you can check out our Holla thing there. They play beautiful music. As they make fresh holla for everybody. Holla if you can hear me.
What's up, holla?
I like your boy.
Did you just yell holla at your boy? Now, we've got somebody in contact with the studio. Joey Jojo is up in the studio, and Kashmir, this shot of Kashmir, is on with him live. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
You know, people are catching on to the hello thing.
It's
and
big.
they're loving it. Loving it.
Really has a catchphrase that works.
So what's Joey think of the sound? Is it good enough?
Joey, how's it going?
How's the sound, Joe?
It sounds good.
Now here's the thing, Chris. You promised to stop doing that flip cam thing.
Nobody likes
because it's a turn off to people and they despise it.
No more. It'll never happen again.
You did 7 in the first 30 seconds.
Trying to break the habit. It's broken. No more flipping.
Why do you give yourself a close-up every time you talk?
Nobody else gets a close-up.
Now, you know that there's been some anti-stuff about Chris Stanley's directing. A lot of
Video. And watch the fucking magic happen, Scope, bro. Because I know she is.
The amount of hearts alone that she'll get.
Oh, God,
I go
yeah.
crazy.
Live on Periscope, Amy Man?
What if Amy Man walked up right now and says, I've been watching a lot of your scopes?
Oh my God.
My fucking head would explode.
I shit.
And then would you reshoot the Sharpling thing using your friend?
Oh, do you think that's gonna happen?
It could happen.
I want it to
I
happen.
think it's gonna happen. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, because when I say things, they suddenly appear like on Fantasy Island.
Is that Amy? Please.
But then you said someone called you a name, came up and gave you a compliment.
So, I was walking down 48th Street because I'm also called the Periscope King of 48th Street, and someone came up to me who's seen the scopes and said, "You're the Roman Polanski of Periscope." And I said, face to Tom Sharply because Roman Polanski directed Chinatown.
Right.
And also,
And Rosemary's Baby.
and Raped a Child.
He also directed Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp.
But you know, here's the thing. When he raped that child, right?
Yeah.
It was the 70s.
Right.
And there was just this girl yesterday who did a thing about Mr. David. She did an article called David Bowie Took My Virginity, right?
Uh-huh.
And she was a groupie 15 years old, and rock star David Bowie and I forget who, Jimmy Page maybe, and one of the guys from Brownsville Station. When they did,
not bad.
I think the drummer, when they did Smoking in the Boys' Room, all nailed her. And she, you know, she said, hey, it was the 70s, we used to do that.
It's a different time.
Yeah, different decade.
The amount of movies in the 70s where somebody was making reference to sleeping like with an underage girl, it happened a lot. Constantly.
Yeah.
And of course all the Woody Allens had some sort of like, I'm in here with two 15-year-old twins. And that person isn't supposed to be like a villain.
No.
It's supposed to be his best friend.
You were supposed to, as you watched that, go, yay.
Dude.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's really cool.
He's got his shit together.
So what happened in those times? I mean, why are people so down on
You're
Polanski?
disgusting.
What? People can't separate the Polanski personal life from the Polanski work, and I'm talking about the work.
Oh, you're not.
You're the only person who refers to rape as personal life. Hey, that's my personal life.
Didn't happen on camera, Scope Bros.
And by the way, it wasn't just statutory rape, it was rape.
Yeah, it was big time rape.
I always felt it was statutory. I guess I was wrong on that one.
She was she wasn't consenting.
Chinatown is what I like to focus on.
Oh yes, the father raped a little girl and got her pregnant. So
No
you
wonder
like
you
to
love
focus
it.
on that. And then at one point during Chinatown, Roman Polanski was in the movie, just sticks his head out and goes, "Isn't this hot?" They're talking about right now.
He's going like this.
So hot.
Thumbs up.
He actually is in that movie. He's look how you. First of all, you got the shakes, and you also put your pinky out as you drink.
Yeah, I always do that.
Dainty.
All right, I'm gonna check in for an audio thing on Sirius XM.
Joe, we doing good? We're doing aces.
Great.
He looks great.
Terrific. They've got the audio further away from us, Chris.
No wonder he's our fashion boy.
I don't think he's a boy. I think he's a man.
Fashion boy.
I don't like that everyone has sunglasses and I don't. I feel naked without them.
Where are your famous blue blockers?
I don't know. They've disappeared yet again. I lose a lot of pairs of blue blockers.
Famous blue blockers. It's the Leonard Cohen song that he never wrote.
You can have that one, Leonard. It's all for you.
Why don't you just call him Len?
Lenny, it's for you.
Lenny, Bobola. So, if you're listening on Sirius XM, first of all, why? Second of all, this is the nicest November in recorded history, so we thought we'd do a experiment from trying to be here at the bottom of the rock to check this out. It is the Bennington Show, but if you go over to Periscope, or you can just go on your computer and go to the iBang.
At the iBang on Twitter, the link's right there. You can watch.
But, you know, you can watch from your computer. Have you ever done that? You don't even have to have... You don't even have to download.
Yeah, all the Scope Bros out there, if they have a desktop or a laptop, just type in twitter.com/theiBang, and you can just click on the link and you're golden.
Why did you over-enunciate those like they were brand new items? A desktop or laptop.
Even a tablet.
Yeah. You know, I was watching the Steve Jobs documentary.
Oh, I saw
and it was
that.
only like a couple years ago, and he's showing us how to use an iPhone, and he did the swipe, and everyone clapped.
He had a huge pop.
Yeah, everyone went crazy. We're going to be swiping.
Wait, he's touching the phone and it's working.
And I'm looking at this, I'm like, this doesn't seem like a big deal.
No.
But that documentary blew, man.
That's two in a row kind of for Gibney, because he also did the Scientology one, which didn't really have anything new in it. Like, I knew everything that he was talking about in the Scientology documentary.
Yeah, you know who didn't know? Leah Remedy.
Oh, yeah.
Does it seem maybe that there's not enough time? Like it needed more time for that to be an interesting...
Yeah, maybe. You know, that's a good call. But, you know, the whole thing about Steve Jobs, was he an asshole? Who cares?
No.
Most CEOs are assholes.
The iPhone, that's all we care
He got it done.
Yeah. So he had to crack a few eggs to make that omelet.
Oh, he screwed Wozniak out of a couple $100,000 or whatever. Big deal. He's fucking worth $100 million.
I know.
But what about his daughter? That's supposed to be the best part of him. I've only seen the trailer, so that's all I know.
Well, her name is Lisa. That's her name, man.
That's her real name?
Yeah, Lisa.
After the computer.
And the Cult Jam.
Nice. Now, I was watching a Periscope last night, where a guy was using a program on his iPhone. This is a guy in the UK who's blind, right?
Oh, no.
So he's periscoping. He's periscoping, and he's got headphones in. So everyone starts asking, how are you reading our text to you right now? And he says, oh, the iPhone has a program that it's reading everything to you. Let me demonstrate. So he takes out his headphones, and then he goes, let me slow it down for you a little bit, right? So he slows it down, and it starts to read the stuff, blah, 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 like super fast. Really, really fast. All the comments, right?
Weird.
But
It's
then
accurate?
Yes, it's accurate. It's saying like this person's comments, da, 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 and it's very fast. It sounds like crazy, like speed talking.
I
Right?
need that.
So then he says, everyone starts commenting, how is it that you can understand this? And then he goes, oh, I turned it slower for you guys. Let me show you how it really is. And it's like the fastest shit you've ever heard. It's like every sentence is like, and he says he's been using the iPhone for so long, he knows the program, and he's essentially speed reading, but he's speed listening to everything. And that's how he reads shit. It's crazy.
This dude's like
I've
Daredevil.
never heard of this before.
That's how I listen to music on fast forward.
This is a good song.
I did Dark Side of the Moon in 1:04.
Right.
That is, I mean, you know, it's like I try to say all the time, the mind, it's something. You know,
Yeah.
it's really something. Let's check it. Let's get an update right now from our fashion plate.
Joe, how are we doing? Ooh, fantastic. Fantastic at 12:15.
Tell him hello, hello.
Hello, hello, Joey Jojo.
You said it. You said it.
He's the best.
Now he wants to have a conversation. Not the time.
It's so much better than Stanley's signature sub. You know what I mean?
Oh, sup's the best. People know me because of that.
Yeah,
No one knows you.
but
You said soup the other day.
and Joe does it better.
Joe doesn't do anything better than me. Especially, say, sup or scope things. Especially scope things.
You know, since you've been on injured reserve,
Yeah, I'm on IR right now.
it seems like Joey Joe is the showy show. Right.
Everyone's calling him.
Here's
And
what I
that's
was thinking.
just us.
When we go up after this break, we're going to go back up to the studio. Let's let Joey Jojo pick a topic. Without us know. And he tells us on the air.
I would love that. Because you know what? I think he can handle something.
I don't think so.
This guy.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, I got fired. Do not worry about
Pick
me.
a topic then.
Okay, grinder. I was on the subway. Oh, thank you, Gail. Gail's lighting my cigarette.
It's very windy.
It's okay. So I was on the subway last night, and there were. I was in a two-seater.
Go ahead, light up. You're on a two-seater in the subway.
So I'm sitting next to a gentleman, a young man, and he's on his phone. I looked at his, and I spy on people's phones all the time. If I'm standing above them, I look with, oh, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram. This dude was on Grindr, fucking trolling hard. And he was right next to me just talking to 5 or 6 dudes at the same time, just trying to fucking hook up with dudes. The entire subway ride. We were above ground, so it was working.
Now I want to point this out. This was supposed to be you bringing up a topic.
Yeah.
Instead, it's a weird
It's a
subway
disgusting
grinder.
story, once again, of you looking over someone's shoulder at their phone.
their
Much
porn.
like the chick who was worried about her butt sex the night before.
That was
So
amazing.
this isn't a topic, just so you know.
Oh, it is? Oh. Well, I thought I'd bring up an interesting story that happened to me.
This is you being a creep and judging someone. It's not necessarily.
And what are we supposed to do with your topic? Where would the rest of us non-creeps fit into this?
Is it appropriate to be using Grindr on the subway when you're in the middle of a bunch of people? Because I was looking at the dude's screen, and on Grindr,
You know how specific this is?
Just specifically grinders.
and I'm just seeing like bare-chested men and all their profiles.
He's getting hard.
No, I was not achieving erection. I was not. No,
Got an old bone jab, didn't you?
no, I did not. No hard on.
Bone job?
Yeah,
All right.
it's my new phrase.
Well, I like it because it reminds me of a skin job.
Fucking skin jobs. You
Yeah.
gotta take care of these
It's
assholes.
like Blade Runner, but
Right.
you're after bone jobs.
But a
the whole
bone
time.
job. This rock god got a bone job.
Bone job, bone job.
And he was like talking literally to 6 different dudes trying to
Yes,
pick them
you've
up.
told us that time and time again. There's nowhere for us to go with this conversation other than, ooh, I guess.
I find it more disgusting that you were looking over his shoulder.
He was sitting next to me, so I just had to fucking.
And I think you come off anti-gay.
Really?
Yeah.
I was just surprised he was going so hard at it.
Would you have felt so strongly if he was on there with what's the
Tinder?
Tinder. If he was Tindering some ladies.
Wait a minute, did I even know this? The Tinder and what's the other one?
Grindr. Two different things.
Yeah.
So there's no place for gays on Tinder? And no place for straights on... Is there a place for straights on Grindr?
Some interesting straight guys, I guess. If maybe at 2 a.m. they decide to test that out. But besides that,
But Grindr, Tinder's more of a dating thing. So there are, I think, gay people looking for dates on Tinder, but Grindr's just for like scandalous
Grindr.
hookups.
Yeah.
I wonder if Rob Lowe knows that, his new show's called The Grinder.
I wonder.
It's a show about the app, right?
This I'm gonna check out. This looks so good. I'm gonna DVR this for later.
I hope he hooks up.
A lot later.
I'm going to loosen my pants since the show starts in 5 minutes.
Just based on the title, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen these up before I say anything.
Just in case. So let's just check. Is that an anti-gay story that he told?
I mainly lost right when he started telling it. I was surprised he had servers on the subway, and I couldn't wrap my head around
That's
that.
right.
It was above ground. It was on the N train, above ground.
You racist. Just use the word.
No. N train. It's an N train.
You know what you want to say, though. That's the problem.
He wished they'd put an end train on him.
No, I don't want that to happen.
You're racist.
No, I'm not racist. I just don't want a train pulled on me. White or black.
That's the last thing that Roman Polanski's victim said as she was passing out on a pool float. So if you, by the way, we're downstairs. This is kind of just a hangout day, and you can check us out just on. When do we go to Twitter?
You go to the iBang's Twitter, at the iBang on Twitter, and the link to the Periscope is right there. So you click on the link and
Programming on there.
Now, GPS is Saturday, 3 o'clock.
Deep Tracks Channel 27.
On Deep Tracks. And we just found out that we just got the new Bennington shirts in for the Thanksgiving family show. We're thinking about giving away the first #1 Bennington shirt during the GPS show on Saturday.
I'm so excited about this. My first ever t-shirt.
Not only that, but I think you're going to do your first scope
My
by
first
yourself.
solo scope pre-show for GPS on Saturday.
Right.
And then I will give out the #1 t-shirt.
#1 t-shirt signed by all the people in the show.
That's huge. Should we number 2001?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
That's what
That'll be
we're
your
gonna do.
job.
That's something you can do.
Oh, good. I can write numbers.
No, why wouldn't you just want to put 1? Why do you want to put the 001?
Whenever I see a numbered shirt, there's usually 3 numbers on it. I think it's cooler.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
Well, you have to put that in Sharpie.
Oh, yeah.
All right, read some questions to us from the people on Periscope.
We're gonna do a little Q&A.
People are saying that they need that shirt. They're freaking out over the shirt. They're freaking out.
Say their names,
Okay.
who they are, and ask the question. Just people are freaking out. By the way, the GPS people love the show. They just got it. Chris forwarded me something from that. And I'm very happy because this is more Gail.
I'm very
than
excited
me.
about this one.
And I'm like, I was like, I was thinking about this. I never, until this show, I never did a music-centric show. When I first started radio, every day we tried to get more and more music off of our show. So to do this just like music we want to hear is cool. I go ahead and ask the question.
Drink_the_water asks, is this a court day for me? No. I just have to wear collared shirts now because of my bum arm.
Doctor recommended collared shirts. He just recommended it because you look like shit most of the
Oh, come on, Gail.
4 out of 5 doctors want you to dress better. Look how happy that Kashmir gets when there's any kind of fashion stuff.
Cashmere, you don't like this shirt? It's pretty baller.
Pretty something.
It's $22.99 from JCPenney. Cashmere, you don't like this shirt? It's pretty baller.
Pretty something.
It's $22.99 from JCPenney. Cashmere, you don't like this shirt? It's pretty baller.
Pretty something.
It's $22.99 from JCPenney.
I like the catalog.
That's a lot for you, right?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Now, I'll tell Joe to pick it up from there and just start talking.
We're back.
This is Joey Jojo. I'm now reloading the Periscope page. You have been listening to Bennington here on Ron.
A nice song.
He doesn't want him to talk.
Why do you want Joe to
Joe
talk?
can talk.
Talk into a song, Joe, but not over it.
He knows.
You're doing a terrible job reading questions to us.
Yeah, come on.
Ron, from Beer is My Church. Ron, matches or lighter?
You know what? Matches is the correct way to light a cigar, but in the wind like this, use a lighter.
Now, my question is, doesn't the sulfur smell affect?
Seriously, if you're going to be Cigar Magazine, yeah. But these are just little walking around cigars.
Right.
What does GPS stand for? Is what they're asking.
Really, you got to ask what a GPS is in the year 2016. By the way, that wasn't our title. We wanted to call it The Scene.
The Scene.
X Brian Smith X asks, why do I have the body of a old wrestler?
You have to answer that.
You're gonna have to answer.
Because I fell in the street a few years ago, dislocated my shoulder, popped it back in, thought everything was fine, and then 2 years later it started dislocating constantly, and then I decided, hey, I guess I should go to a doctor for this.
You know, I never dislocated his shoulder, never had a broken bone.
I know. I only have a broken thumb. That's as close as that.
What about your little cousin? Got his elbow broken, and you know why they said? So he's fallen off a bar stool, like someone in our family. He's 6, but he was holding his iPad up so it wouldn't break.
Oh,
Smashed
no.
his little elbow. Yeah.
Millennial problems.
Yeah, millennial problems.
VRCY215 asks, can I order shirts?
No, absolutely not.
No.
These are just for the people at the Thanksgiving show, and we're not selling them. They're just given out. We're going to have a couple to give out to listeners as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's asking for shirts. Oh, okay. PJ84411 asks, why is Gail so adorable?
That is interesting. Why is that, Gail?
I guess I was just born this way.
Just like Cashmere.
Just like Cashmere.
Cashmere's wearing short socks with his boots.
Hey,
Very
we're having
interesting
a boot
thing.
thing. It's boot day.
City Cowboys.
Everybody put their boots out together.
Boots. I got
Put on
sneakers.
foot.
I got sneakers.
Foot on foot.
Boot bros.
Oh, thanks for answering from PJ411.
You're very welcome, Peach.
Puggle Lover and Jay asks, will Bottom of the Rock be the next post-SNL hit show?
You know, first of all, what's a puggle?
It's a pug beagle combo.
No,
dog.
it can't be, really?
Yes.
What?
Beagle pug. Yeah. What is that called? Mixed breed.
See, I would call it a
Combo.
snuggle. NBC is definitely looking at this show, but NBCU is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This
where
is
that's
just
gonna
as
go.
good.
Pop Eat ESQ asks, where do you get that hat, Gail?
I got this at a vintage shop in Greenpoint like 5 years ago, so I don't remember the name of it. But it was in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
Remember when you and your friends were raping and beating up that family singing in the rain when you were doing that?
I do remember. So good.
What movie, Chris?
I don't have it. I don't know.
How do you not know Stanley Cooper?
Oh, it's
Full Metal Jacket.
no,
When you
it's
say
not
that.
Full Metal Jacket. It's not Full Metal
Clockwork
Jacket.
Orange, you
Yes,
idiot.
yes, yes.
Clockwork.
Really
I had the
punchy.
lashes for it too, just on one side.
I honestly thought that was the coolest look in the world
Yeah, it was.
when I first saw that.
But that scene's fucking horrifying. Like if
Horrifying.
I even think of that scene, I get sick to my stomach.
Well, what you got to do is think of it from the attacker's point of view.
Right. As in great fun.
Yeah. And then riding around in that weird little go-kart type thing. Remember how weird their car was wearing that movie?
Yeah.
Garth or something asks, Ron, have you found any wallets lately?
You know, if I did, I would return them to their rightful heir like a hero.
You are a hero.
Thank you.
Pinball Polly asks, who keeps banging?
We're all banging.
We're bangers.
Yeah.
Bangers and Mash, that's the name of our show.
This is New York City. You're going to hear a lot of noises.
It's Jeff Corcoran asks, does Sun Valley have a chance this Thanksgiving?
Not at all. It's not their year. Not their year. We're going to beat the rich kids.
Blue and yellow could suck it.
Nice.
You didn't know I knew the colors of Sun Valley.
No, I didn't. Why don't you tell this story that that you were telling me about walking your dog last night past the cemetery.
Okay, so I was walking past a big cemetery in Brooklyn. It's called Greenwood Cemetery, and I haven't been by there since the time changed, since it started getting dark so early. So it's pitch black. I'm walking my dog right by the cemetery, and the way this one light is shining in the cemetery, I just see this like glowing white figure that's like cloaked, and I immediately start freaking out. Like, that is a specter, it is a ghost, it is a ghoul. I'm 100% convinced. It's fucking top of a... First of all, why does anyone have those terrifying tops to the... You know, like they put the big, like, statue tops on top of the graves? Why? Just to be terrified?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want my grave to terrify children and
Hell yeah.
stone people.
Some of them are really spooky.
Yeah, they are. They're disgusting. But you still get afraid of cemeteries? There's dead people in there.
I know. I normally walk by there all the time. But something in the cemetery at night turned me into an 8-year-old again. You don't think that's a real ghost, do you? And then I immediately, hey mom, how's it going? Just called you for no reason, because I'm terrified of
Like, so somehow that phone can help you as you're being swept away by a ghost.
Avenge me!
We could have given that to Paul Feig yesterday when he stopped by from Ghostbusters.
I know. That was so great to have him stop by.
Well, there's an article up about it on the iBang too, because the trailer's coming out, I think in December, Chris?
Yes, December.
And everybody's trying to figure out how good that movie's going to be.
I think it's going to be phenomenal.
You know what Aykroyd said?
I would.
Aykroyd says he thinks it's going to be funnier than his movie.
Really?
Ghostbusters. Yeah. I don't know.
Those are 4 really strong performers as the main cast.
Yeah, they are. And really different from each other. Go ahead, Chris, I stop you.
RT Hockey 37 asks. I lost it. I'm an asshole. They go so fast.
You know what?
RT, please.
Your thing is, you took so long to, like, you were somehow poetic.
You had to, like, let me think about it.
Oh, yes. Will Tidal Wave ever perform in the Fishbowl?
Wow. I would love to see that.
A tidal wave in the fishbowl?
Yes.
Meta. Just meta.
Joel Storella asks, do ghost eyeballs ever grow?
No, they're born that way. Little baby ghosts have giant adult ghost eyeballs.
That proves there's no evolution.
And that's what makes them so cute.
They're adorable. Like Casper probably died as a little kid, right?
Oh yeah, Casper was definitely a child ghost.
But they never say, but I always figured hit by a car.
Yeah.
I think either that or some kind of spinal disease.
I thought SIDS. Like, he was, the parents, like...
He's too big for SIDS.
I thought murder. Murder.
But by his own dad, and then the whole family was killed?
Yeah.
And then stacked like firewood.
Oh.
Oh, Super93 wants us to say hello to Sweden.
Hi,
Sweden.
Hey, Sweden, how are you? Great luck with everything, Sweden.
Dad Dara asks, is Paula an ignorant slut?
You know, it was just a joke. It was a poor taste.
It was a bad, hey, Paula. Have you listened to that yet?
No.
As soon as we get upstairs, I gotta play Hey Paula by Paul and Paula.
I would love to hear
Which
it.
I don't think has ever happened in history. A song that was so closely related to the people who sang it. I'm trying to think. There's Big Country did Big Country, right?
Hey, we're the Monkeys.
Yeah, that's a weird one, right?
Yeah.
Where they're just singing about themselves.
Bad Company, Bad Company?
Good call.
Oh, yeah. And a great song, too.
I'm trying to think because I saw a band do it before. Somebody that opened for Elvis Costello sang a song about themselves, and the album was named the same thing. It's driving me crazy.
The Clash had Clash City Rockers.
That's pretty good.
I'll give you half points.
Yeah, you get half points.
Half points.
Half points for Bad Company.
Oh, God. I mean, I thought it was pretty spot on, but I'll take them. I'll take the points.
Only because the band Free really should have done that song.
Steve Shiz is asking for a pretty good prize. He's just outwardly asking for one.
Go get it for yourself.
You Treat yourself.
You treat yourself.
Cringing Douche Chills asks, yo, Chris, can I cop the rest of your perks? No, bro, they're all gone.
I just saw someone write Queen, Killer Queen. Would you count
Oh, that's
that?
kind of interesting.
Half points.
All right, I just remembered who did it. Talk Talk did a song called Talk Talk off their album Talk Talk.
They love talking.
Yeah.
Double talk.
Is Old Dirty Bastard a rock god?
Pardon the interruption. This is the Bennington Periscope feed, live on Sirius XM Radio. This is Joey Jojo. How you guys doing?
Oh, God, I like that. Death of this 17-year-old drug dealer because this drug dealer apparently robbed one of their relatives. So they're like, yo, we got to put this kid down. So that's what's... No charges have been brought against RZA or Raekwon, but their names have been brought up and saying they were the ones behind it the entire time.
Wow, it's weird, right?
It's really fucking crazy. I
But
expect it from Raekwon, but not RZA.
I know.
Bobby Digital? He wouldn't do that.
You looked into this deeper than I would.
Oh, God, yes. Love the Wu-Tang.
But to answer your question, I think that ODB is a rap god. I will give rap god stuff, but not rock god.
You know,
I love it.
but see, sometimes I don't even think you have to be in rock to be a rock god. Like Jack Nicholson is definitely a rock god.
Sure.
You know, Chris Stanley's a rock god.
Oh,
There's
thank
no
you
doubt
very
about
much.
it.
Thank you. Ron Bennington, you're a rock god.
Bennington?
Bennington.
What about me, guys?
Gail, you're a rock god.
Woo!
The way you gave it to her, though, was so small.
And yet it was such a victory for me.
I know, it's sad.
Still experiencing issues. This is Joey Jojo. This is the Bennington feed.
First time that I ever saw Old Dirty Bastard, I was a little kid. I was watching The Box. You remember that channel where you could like request videos? I was obsessed with The
99
Box.
cent videos. And you were charging them to my phone.
Yeah. And I was sitting there waiting for a request that I put in, most likely for Urge Overkill, because I remember doing that all the
Oh, that's
time.
hilarious.
And Old Dirty Bastard was on screen doing Brooklyn Zoo. And I was like somewhere between like fascinated and terrified. Like I was like, I'd never seen anybody like him. Wait, you remember he had like the ice grill in his teeth? And I was just like, he is so scary and cool at the same time.
Well, the video was also like in a tenement like hallway.
Yes.
It was there wasn't any production value. They weren't showing anything off. They didn't have any money.
And I remember just being like, this is cool, I think, but scary.
But, you know, that was like the birth of hip-hop taking over because the Box turned into like complete hip-hop.
Yeah.
And kind of hardcore, like not even off the radio hip-hop. And you're like, okay, the kids are into something else now, you know?
But you can't.
Yeah.
But you can't take Shimmy Shimmy Yo away from. That's maybe one of the best rap songs of all time.
No one's taking it away from them.
Thank you.
Jip CDHY asking, can Kansas City be the next GPS?
The short answer is no. There's so many cities to do, and we do not know what we're doing.
No.
I mean, I feel like we need to do San Francisco.
All that London talk really
The London talk,
excited me.
but we got to figure out what era.
Yes.
Manchester.
I would be behind Manchester for sure.
You know, I actually this morning I was thinking about Boston, and Boston is one that is not like a lot of really great performers come out of there, but they're not like a scene. They don't.
Right.
You know,
It wasn't like they can.
you don't
all
have
at the same time.
Begat, or you know what I mean? Like they're all really kind of different.
Sweden's asking what our names are. They're checking in.
Lay off the suite for 2 seconds.
No more Sweden.
Bennington. Everyone's a Bennington.
Everybody here's a Bennington.
GPS Philly. Foot thing is asking.
So you're going in the opposite direction now. I thought the guy's name was GPS Philly. Yeah, there's going to be a Philly International,
Definitely.
but we got to get to some other cities first.
What but Zero is asking if he's a Bennington.
No.
You're not a Bennington, bro.
It's not.
You could be a Scope, bro. You share that
And
broadcast.
that's a lovely thing to be.
It is. It's great to be a Scope Bro.
Is E. Garfs as is Cashmere Jim J. Bullock.
Back on a close-up of me and leaving Gail out of it completely.
Is Cashmere a what?
Jim J. Bullock. Let's turn around and look at him. Now, you're probably too young to remember Jim J. Bullock. What was the name of that show? It was Ted Knight was the father, and he had two big pitted daughters, and then their friend, who they never said was gay, but he obviously was.
Right.
The late great Jim J. Bullock.
Sounds like yes, then. I love that every time we cut over to Kashmir, he just looks like too cool, like he's like leaned back, like he's been on a personal call this whole time.
He has a look like he's in the Cannes Film Festival waiting to see whether his, you gotta turn around and look at him, waiting to see if his movie got picked up. Everything Sharpling says is about you is true.
It's 100% true.
You're doing an awful job
And
today.
you know, I go on that show, I wanted to defend you.
Yeah, you
but,
should. Yes, always defend me. Always.
He's not telling lies.
Right.
The bad arm is hampering me a little bit.
It isn't though.
No, it definitely is. But
It's actually better. It's steady. You think? Yeah, I know
remember all
so.
the running around, whipping around that you were doing?
I thought people liked me, you know, on the run and gun, on the go, Chris Stanley.
It made me nauseous, to be honest with you.
Give it a running gun right now. See how it goes.
Okay. What's up, bros? We're scoping. We're gonna give a little run around on 48th Street, going on to 49th. I think people are loving this right now. We got all these scope bros over here. What's up, bro? Oh shit, hot dog. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Scoping. We're doing this on Bennington. Sirius XM. There's Del Frisco's. That's a baller spot to eat. Now come back up. Come back around. Come back around to Bennington. Another lap. Another lap. Doing it again. I'm keeping it up. I'm going. We got a lot of scope bros out here. I haven't really run like this, and I'm gonna say years. Don't get out to the gym very much. Things are getting. Shouldn't smoke too much. Hey! Seen a lot of people out here. Excuse me, miss. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Tired. Did 2 laps. Pretty tired. Hey guys.
Hey,
How's it going?
how'd your lap did go?
I'm pretty winded.
Nobody said the speed that you are doing.
You know, Gail was telling me that a lot of people signing up to our Periscope today, but also show the picture.
This is from @Center Stage DS.
All right.
And look at this beautiful picture of Chris Stanley.
Oh my god, this is fucking meta, bros.
Beautiful. Look at that expression on your face.
That's my usual expression.
That
This is the most Chris Stanley picture I've ever seen.
that looks like a faces of death. Did it really exhaust you to walk 30 feet?
Well, I jogged. I jogged, two laps. Did 2 laps around 48th Street.
The drugs have slowed you down, dude.
The cigarettes have slowed me
Get a
down.
face up. Get like close up on your face.
Yeah.
You're in pain.
Yeah, tired. Don't get a lot of physical activity. I do like the music though. I'm loving this.
It is nice. I think we should always have like Arabic music. By the way, the name of this song, 9/11.
Oh, come on!
No. It was written before 9.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just a coincidence.
It was about what they plan on doing in the
Oh,
future.
don't know! You
By
gotta
the
turn it
way,
off then.
some of that background sound slaps, chops, that's street meat in its action. Chopping up the street meat. It's actually making me pretty hungry.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's so good. Get a lot of white sauce. I used to say, drown it in white
Me
sauce.
too. That white sauce.
What is exactly white sauce, though? They never tell you. Oh,
Well, it's great then. Get it every time.
look, it's happy.
Guys, we're loving it.
Kashmir just let us know that the Weinstein Company is interested.
Bye, sell.
Are they gonna get the option?
The movie's back on.
Hey, Vince, we're gonna make the movie.
Come on, guys, the movie's on.
Oh no, Vince. Good news.
I just heard the movie's back
Yay,
on.
Yes.
Way to go, little bro.
That bit is so funny, and the one of the guys who did it is in that Silicon Valley show, And the Silicon Valley Show does the same exact thing. The company's destroyed. The company's back on.
We got funding.
Yeah, the company's being taken over. No, we're taking over them. Every week.
No, the servers are down. No. Not the servers. TJ Miller, do something crazy now.
He's hysterical.
He's the man. I love him.
Love the TJ Miller.
I met him in Montreal.
Yeah?
Super bro.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Cool dude. Yeah, he was, well, I wasn't scoping at the time, but he would be a scope bro.
You really are young Jeffrey Gurian.
I was jumping around that night.
Who you met in Montreal?
I was at the Comedy Central party where they had Blue Label on open bar.
Well, you know, I was talking with Don yesterday, and he wants to send us out to different places.
Yes.
And now I don't even think we need a studio. We can just scope pro it.
No.
Unless we get a million complaints about the audio.
We're saving money right now.
Yeah.
For the company.
For the company.
You're welcome.
This cell phone is better than an ISDN line.
It is. Oh my God! I just noticed how much you're sweating.
Yeah, it's pouring off of me.
But it's beautiful out here.
Well, you can fucking see it. I'm glistening. This is bad, right?
You know what? I can't get used to you with no shades on.
I hate it. I leave my house in the morning. I feel naked. I'm like, where are my clothes?
What? Can't you find another pair of 1978 blue blockers?
I have ordered a pair. They're a lot more expensive than I usually order.
Well, how much are they?
They used to be $20 for a pair of blue blockers. Now it's $50.
You know why?
Why?
Zach Galifianakis.
Yep. He made it happen.
He blew up my spot.
He wore them before you.
No, he did not. I was wearing them before him.
Yeah, you got it from him.
No, I didn't.
But you love him, and you said you wanted to look more like him, and that's why you got them.
He had the
I didn't
tortoise
even know
shell.
that.
No, I never said that.
You did say it to me.
No, he had the tortoise shell once. I go for black or white.
You should get the tortoise shell. They're really
I know.
cool.
Look at his cashmere's tortoise shell, horn rim, beautiful.
Guys, man, how are we doing on time here? Because I'm going to do the second break upstairs.
12:47 right now.
All right, so we'll break here in a little bit. But I hope the sound is good on it.
Yeah,
you know?
me too. Because this was fun. It's like perfect weather sitting out here. It's plant hooky.
I've never had a November like this in my life. This is the nicest November ever.
Normally we're getting cold November, cold
Yeah.
November rain.
Well, we even have leaves longer this year.
Yeah, I noticed that because there's some Halloween you could already
Oh,
leave
yeah.
the leaves by that point.
Well, normally if you get a bad rainstorm, right?
Yeah.
That's what does it. It's just all gone in one day.
But look at how pretty the golden trees are right now.
Oh,
Great day to be a scope bro, guys. Great.
you know, it's funny. Because on last night's scope, you kept bringing up the golden trees. Get a picture of the golden trees.
I'm obsessed with them.
They're beautiful, bros. They're beautiful.
Why do you act weird when you're on scope?
You're so
you don't
much
act
weirder.
like this inside.
I mean, you're weird normally.
Yeah, but a
you're
different
extra weird on scope.
It just brings something out of me and my scope bros.
I just heard from Kashmir. The movie's off.
No, Cash!
Funding pull.
Oh no.
No!
Wait. Oh wait. Kashmir's got some good news.
Movie's back on.
Movies
Oh, yes!
Great job, Lukesh.
That thing was like from 7 or 8 years ago.
Still
I'm
good.
still love it. It's better than the movie. It's better than the Entourage
Is that
movie.
than 2 hours long? Forget it.
What's going on here? What are you swiping?
Swipe left.
I just got an update on my phone. I don't know what it was, but I just had to swipe it away.
Maybe it's that Twitter update. They're
Yeah.
doing away with the likes now.
What is that?
What?
Or it's like instead of favorites, now they're going with likes, like Facebook has them. So you know how Twitter, your favorite, it's like you give a star?
Yeah.
Now it's a heart, much like Periscope heart.
Oh, wow.
And now they're calling it likes, like Facebook. Because they feel like it's too confusing to new users.
It's
the term
confusing
favorite.
to me. But like I agree with that thing. Don't give me a favorite. Give me a retweet.
Oh, yeah.
Always RT that shit.
I mean, I had to learn that the hard way because, you know, I started really using Twitter when I started the Bennington show.
Right.
And I was, everybody was getting pretty annoyed with all my favorites. I thought it was a nice thing to favorite.
Oh, I didn't know that they got annoyed.
Oh, yeah, they were like, let me get that retweet. I don't know what that is. I didn't.
So now do you retweet instead of favorite?
I try to retweet more, yeah, but I still favorite. I still like the favorite. I like what I'm saying then. Favorite.
Favorite.
No,
This is
like.
my favorite.
You're gonna like it now.
But I guess their friends can't see that you favored it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, to get
God
the real
forbid.
big ups.
All right. we ought to blow out and go up and do the next break upstairs.
All right.
Cashmere, I hope this went well.
Jojo, how's the review? How's the review? How's the review from up there?
Jojo.
He says he's loving it and loving life.
I don't mean content. I mean
Audio.
The sound.
I'll never ask his opinion.
It's definitely not about his life. That's for
He
sure.
said sound is also amazing.
All right.
Fabulous.
All right, guys.
We're going to break. We'll be right back upstairs where you can hear us properly. Bennington Show.
Peace.
Dan and Joe were living in an old house. Did a show a day and people checked it all out. They had a microphone and then the lights got blown. Couldn't afford the rent and got kicked out the studio. They went to New York, homeless without phones. They started walking to find a new radio show. It didn't last long when they found Sirius. Joe and Dan high-fived. Now they're on Bennington. Now we're a family and we're alright now. We got a Twitter page, you can follow what's our handout. Is that Bennington Show? Don't forget it. And if you do, then Dan and Joe have something they can tell you. At Bennington Show. At Bennington Show. Tweet us at Bennington Show. Oh, it's at Bennington Show.
That is Paul and Paula. And Gail, you tell me you never heard that song in your life.
I don't think I've ever heard that song. I loved it. And it reminds me of our new friend, Paula.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
That from yesterday
Yes.
that got her feelings hurt. And then we all felt bad all night.
I love her.
Now, the movie Animal House, Peter Riegert and Karen Allen, when they're smoking pot for the first time and they're sitting in the bathroom, they're singing that
this
song to each other.
Okay, so maybe I have heard it then, but I don't remember ever hearing it. It's so weird, but I love it.
How did you get on GPS?
I don't know. I don't know how to slip through the cracks, I guess.
GPS is this Saturday at 3 o'clock East. GPS on Deep Tracks, Channel 27. We just heard back from the program director, Brian, who said, I love it.
I'm so thrilled to hear that because I'm so excited about this GPS.
Well, the weird thing is, because it's not our regular show, it always feels like we probably put more into that hour.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like more discussion. I don't know. Do you really think that they belong there? And shouldn't we go deeper? This is Deep Tracks.
Meanwhile, this old show.
Yeah, we're doing it during the show. I don't have time for this right now. Trying to really figure out if Generation X should be in this. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then, Gail, you're going to do your first Periscope right before then.
This is going to be my first solo scope. I feel like Chris Stanley's very jealous because there's going to be a scope that he's not involved in.
Well, here's the thing about Chris Stanley. I just talked to him. I'm not making it up when I say borderline sobbing from our good friend Jenny Hutt, who says Bennington nor the iBang is following her, and she wants to be followed.
I spoke to her in the ladies' room where ladies congregate, as we discussed.
Nice.
She said not only cool, so hot,
Sweet.
She said to me that not only does the Bennington Show still not follow her, she claims that she was once followed by the iBang and now unfollowed. And she says it may seem silly, but it really hurts her feelings.
I wonder if
and
she
Chris,
did.
I need to talk to you about it.
Here's
she
the
said,
thing.
talk to Chris.
I can understand, but maybe she did something. You know what I mean? Maybe she did something awful.
She said it really does hurt, though.
I know. She told me the same thing. And she doesn't get support at home. We should support her here at work.
I only know two buttons. It's that share broadcast button on Periscope and start broadcast button on Periscope. That's all I worry about.
Well, here's the thing. Why don't you just share? Or can't you share her follow?
Yeah.
Can't that be a follow share?
I don't think that exists on Periscope. All I know is Scope Bros hit the share broadcast button.
Chris Stanley, would you even know about Periscope if it wasn't for Jenny Hutt? That's all I want to say.
All I know about Periscope is Smoking with Chris, STL.
Now, do you think it just seems silly, that she worries about that, or it is silly that she worries about that?
It's silly, but it means something to her. You know, that's her world. It matters to her. She is a social media queen.
You know what my world is?
What's
Earth.
that?
That's where I live, with earthlings.
You care about stuff that's real.
Like this. This is real.
This
Tangible.
is real.
This is real.
Real. This is
real.
Well, this
Yeah.
isn't. But
My hand.
This
This
real.
is real. Everything here is real.
You're real.
Yeah. Do you want to see me feed my snake?
Yes. Yes.
This light switch, real.
It's real Topeka people.
Hey, Paula. All right, Dustin in Kansas City still basks in the glow of being world champions. Has a story for us. Go ahead, Dustin.
I was wondering if you saw the...
Dustin, we got
Johnny
you, buddy?
Gomes. Yeah, can you hear me?
Dusty.
All right, hold on. I got to... Is all this up?
Hello?
Oh, there
you
he
go.
is.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys see the Johnny Gomes video where he, from his speech yesterday at the rally?
No, I haven't seen it. I didn't watch SportsCenter last night.
It should be online. It's worth a look. At some point during the rally, I start thinking, who the hell is that guy who just picked up the American flag? And 5 minutes later, Johnny Gomes is cutting a wrestling promo in front of 800,000 people.
Now, oh, wow. You guys actually drew 800,000, huh?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. We couldn't get anywhere near downtown.
Wow, I'm seeing the video
That's
now. That's
crazy.
great. That's just great. I'm so happy Chris's team lost. All right, hold on. Take it back. I'm
I
going
also wanted to.
Yeah.
I also wanted to thank Chris for selling out, his people that live around him for people thousands of miles away. He doesn't even know. It takes a lot of guts, man. I appreciate it.
That's beautiful.
It's really wonderful.
My
that you-
Mets broke my heart, and I'm done with them.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Keep riding it.
They
Love it.
weren't your Mets that broke your heart, and you were done with them before you even started with them. Man, there is just a crowd of people next door.
That's P. Diddy right there.
Where's P. Diddy?
Holy shit.
Right
Oh, with
there.
the hat.
There he is.
Come
With
in
the hat
by.
on, yeah.
Yeah. Ask him if he wants to be a scope, bro. All right, so I'm like, what? So that all these people are his entourage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone's here for him.
There's at least 35 people out there, and they all also have a bunch of champagne with them.
Now, P. Diddy, what major relationships has he been in?
He was the person who found and first brought out Biggie.
No, I'm not talking
No,
about that. I'm
he
talking
means
about women.
romantic.
Oh, Jennifer Lopez was the one in the 90s he's been with.
he did. I
knew
forgot about that.
I knew that he was in one of those. I knew that he was in one of those, but I forgot.
Is he a kept man now? Is he a married man? Or is he
I
still...
don't know how that keeps up. I know he's got a kid that played football at
Yeah.
USC and
He has
had trouble.
He has a girlfriend, I believe, Ciara, the R&B singer Ciara.
Okay. You
He
know the
knows-
gossip.
She's
he
quite
knows
attractive.
everything like that.
Now, he used to dress in suits, but he's way dressed down today, right?
Yeah. That used to be his thing, was the suits. Kind of a shiny suit guy.
No, I should have figured that it was a major guy that was here. And Sam's hanging around, so I guess Sam is trying to get him for his show tonight.
Yeah.
Cool.
Best of luck to you.
Best of luck to you.
With Diddy.
All right, let's take a listen to this thing from yesterday where he said he cut a wrestling promo talking about his Kansas City Royals. He's got the American flag in his hand, which is great.
Please take a moment of silence for the heavy hearts that we gathered in our clubhouse and outside of our clubhouse. Please understand what everybody had on their back for a minute. Moustakis, CY, Volquez. Understand, please give me a moment of silence. It's unbelievable what those boys did. It's unbelievable what they did. It's unbelievable what they did. They stole bases. They hit homers. Hey, guess what? Cy Young winner. Not on our team. Beat them. Rookie of the year. Not on our team. We beat them. MVP of the whole league. Sorry, guys, not on our team. But we beat that guy, too.
Flag is awesome.
Do you know why we beat him? Because all y'all people had our backs. And Dayton Moore put this team together. And Yost delivered it by being a captain of the ship. Y'all want to be politically correct? I'm the unpolitically correct person. We whooped their ass.
They just he chucked the mic.
Oh,
I know, you're doing Hacksaw's bit, dude.
the pacing, the flag, that was all Hacksaw.
I wish he would have had a 2x4 in the other arm, and that would have been perfect. First of all, Rookie of the Year, not on our team. We beat him. That's good. That's a pure promo. That's a pure promo. He ought to feel proud of himself. So you have to feel good now for the other,
Yeah, of course.
And
I was actually sad that they didn't get to win at home.
Yeah.
I mean, that's mostly why I was feeling that game so hard. It's not even like that I was ever a Mets fan. I know a lot of Mets fans, so I wanted it for them, but I didn't think it was going to happen. So I was like, at least let them win this game so these guys can go win it at home.
It's true. It's better to win at home, but 800,000 people show up in a town the size of Kansas City. I believe there's only 110,000 people that live there.
So there you go.
Yeah. So this is amazing to see that.
This is huge.
Yeah. The biggest thing that ever happened to KC. That's fantastic, though. That was a really funny bit. I always wondered why more pro athletes don't cut promos. They yell out crazy shit, but they don't have that delivery.
Yeah, especially with scope available to them. They should be cutting promos all the time.
How do you stop guys from scoping on your team? Hey, dude, we don't
Sunday.
Let's look at something right now. The Green Bay Packers. Frozen tundra. You're excited about your chances this year, huh?
Yeah, pretty excited right now.
Promise that you'll cry when your team's finally knocked out.
Oh, God.
Promise me.
There's been no change from every other year, I'll tell you that
Do you
much.
cry? Have you ever gotten that upset?
When I was 8 and the Vikings played the Atlanta Falcons in the 1998 NFC Championship.
Well, first of all, let's just stop and point this out. That Vikings team that year was historically great. This was a 15-1 team, right?
Yep.
15-1 team. At the time, best offense going.
Randy Moss, rookie year.
Yeah. Everything was terribly exciting. And then they went up against that stupid Dirty Bird thing.
Yeah.
The Dirty Birds, the ones who were doing this.
Yeah.
Yep, those guys. And our kicker, Gary Anderson, to win the game, all he had to do was hit a field goal. My brother turned to me, my 10-year-old brother, and he goes, "Don't worry, he hasn't missed one this year." I'm like, "Yeah, awesome, got it." And he misses, and we both just started crying and sobbing our eyes out.
Dude, I love that story. I love the thought of two kids wearing glasses standing in the middle of their house, just surrounded by 8.5 feet of snow, and they just start sobbing. I think there's nothing funnier when the kids are so close together that they pick up on each other's emotions.
Right.
We wanted to win.
We're both crying now.
This is the right thing to do because we're all crying. It's socially acceptable.
I didn't even realize how upset I was until I saw him.
I've never been at that point, I think, even as a little kid, where my team losing would hurt me enough to start crying.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have enough to get fired up for me, and all my teams were losing. But I do remember one time, me and my cousin, we were little kids, and we were at the game, and we saw a phone number show up on like the Jumbotron thing. We're at a Phillies game, so we wrote the number down. And then went back, we were at his house, and we called, and I actually think I got him to call. and asked for Larry Boa to talk to Larry Boa, and the guy said, "We're the tow truck place." I don't know why either.
We're just like, this must be the number to reach them.
There's so many people that are so stupid that they leave their lights on there that they, have put the tow truck number up.
Right.
And then we was like, "Is Larry Boa there? We'd like to talk to him, please, about today's game." Anything? And I remember my cousin saying, "Are any of the guys there?" The guys.
We'd like to speak to one of the guys, please.
So this is how long it was ago that at the end of the month, my uncle started screaming, "Who's using the phone?" Because it showed up,
right?
Calling from Chester to Philadelphia cost $1.25.
It's long distance.
Yeah, it was long distance.
Boa keeps ducking my calls.
Boa, you had every opportunity to pick up that phone. All right, we said that we would let Joey Jojo come up with a topic, and this will be one of those things that will set the tone of whether or not he'll be able to become a bigger part of the conversation.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys were talking outside, and Pepper was talking about his grinder date.
First of all, I like how you reset the table.
Love it.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Bennington Show.
Oh, we're going to break. So Pepper, he was talking about his grinder date and how he saw this guy stragging on. Okay. It got me thinking about my own relationships via social media and real relationships. What is real? What is fake?
Oh my God.
What? Jenny? Is that you?
This is Should you just say Jenny? She's stealing this right now for her scope.
I want to talk about the phenomenon of the Instagram girlfriend, which is a very real thing. All my friends typically have an Instagram girlfriend.
Do they interact with this person?
Yeah, but via Instagram. And this is only becoming more and more common. Then I looked at myself, and I have an Instagram girlfriend as well.
So this is somebody that you follow that you don't know in your real life, that you've never met in person, or?
Never met in person, met on Instagram. For example, my roommate, he met a girl, happened to live in Park Slope in Brooklyn. They started liking the same things. Then they started talking. Then they checked each other out, creeped on each other via Instagram. And now they're actually seeing each other in real life.
This is fascinating to me because I did not know people did this, to be honest with you.
I know at least 4 people who do it.
That is bizarre to me.
It's strange.
It's very weird.
I talked to a friend not that long ago that had a online relationship that they had never met the person, and then they broke it off, and they were really depressed. Like literally really depressed, and I didn't want to say, I fought back saying, "Hey, this isn't real."
Right.
Because this was real.
So how does that even happen? It's like you're breaking up, essentially stop emailing me?
I guess they emailed at a heavy level and then started to talk on the phone. I guess there was some distance between them. And then this person actually said, "Look, I've met someone else, and I believe on Snapchat." But see, that's the thing. Like, this was as real as a real breakup to them.
Now,
your Instagram girlfriend you met in real life, right?
I met her briefly over the course of one night in real life, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, she hit me up on Instagram a few days later, said, "Hey, I'm on the road a lot. Hey, keep me company, blah, blah, blah." So then we started calling and texting each other. So she's somewhere in Oregon right now, traveling the country, but we'll still talk to each other on the phone.
But she knows what a dope you are, right?
Does she have any idea?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I have a pretty cool Instagram, so maybe she doesn't know that yet, you know?
How cool could it be, though? Like, how cool?
What do you have? Pictures of, milkshakes that you've gotten?
Milkshakes that I've gotten, the bottom of the rock, a few pictures of those.
Here's, a question along same lines, though. Have you ever followed anyone's Instagram that's like a regular person, but you've never met them, and then you just start to check in with them all the time, even though you haven't said anything yet?
I personally haven't done that, but that's how my roommate Luke, that's how he met this girl. They started liking the same pages. Then he liked her Instagram page because she would post weird quotes from NPR, which he's into. And then,
oh God,
what? I know, match made in heaven, right? And then they started direct messaging each other, and now they're
DM?
an item. Yeah, DMing each other.
Aren't they all public, though? Aren't all these things public to everybody?
You can make them public or private.
Okay.
You can have a private Instagram.
Yeah, you can have a private
for
Instagram.
followers only.
Like my Instagram girlfriend, she's open to the public.
I bet she is.
Whoa.
Now, you had a real girl, though, that you're with the other night.
Yeah.
Is she different than your Instagram girlfriend?
She's different because this is going to sound strange. I have feelings for the Instagram girlfriend. The one that I was on a date with the other night, she's just kind of there.
But she's real.
She's real, one.
She is real.
She's like this.
This is
real.
Like
this
this.
light switch. Real.
This keyboard.
You're real.
Real.
This isn't real, but...
But she lives next to me. She's a neighbor of mine. But could I love her? I don't know if I could love her like I love Instagram.
Seriously, I'm going to choke you. I'm going to choke you because you set out to be annoying. You actually went out of your way. It's like, oh, I'm going to annoy Ron with this. Well, you know what? It took you forever to set it up. I think it's an interesting thing, but it just shows why people look at your generation as dopes and weirdos.
It's weird. I think it's just becoming more and more common. You know, Tinder, I've had a lot of friends who've gone on just absolutely strange Tinder dates. The weirdest things in the world, but people don't really go there for relationships. It's kind of happening more organically via other forms of social media.
It's not organic. If it's on a computer, it can't be organic. Organic is natural.
But maybe organic in the sense that they meet each other and then they develop the relationship from there.
No, see, I think the relationship gets developed through social media long before you're with the person. So these things that you feel are 3:00 in the morning feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're desperate, I'm not alone feelings.
Yeah.
And then when you meet them, you've already gotten way more, like, you'll tell more stories to somebody that way than you would ever tell sitting next to them, you know?
Yeah.
That's the shit where men are like, I'm afraid, you know? I'm afraid. And she's like, please, I'm here with you.
I've never said this to anyone before,
Right.
but I just feel so close to you because you're not real.
I can say anything to you because I don't think I'm going to see you. And then when you do, you're like, I guess we should get married. Well, they're now saying more people get married from meeting online than IRL.
That's strange to me. It was a weird thing. Like, remember when people talked about that? Like, it was bizarre. Like, we met in a chat room or something like that.
Right.
Now it's just normal. Like, most of the people I know.
Well, you know, one of the first people in history ever to marry somebody from a computer is Dr. Steve. And he actually wrote about it. And I'm not going to go into all the details. Needless to say, it didn't work out. But this is back when you used to have to plug into a phone, like when you see.
Oh my God!
You know, is that when you had to put a phone on something?
Yeah, a modem.
Like
That's
War Games.
Yeah, that was like the original modem.
He married somebody from War Games.
What? That's amazing.
But he wrote a book about it, and he told me the story years ago, and I fought off saying, "Ooh." The whole time. But that's like he was like literally one of the first people in the world. And I think he married somebody from like a bulletin board. You know what I mean?
That was where people would congregate in the original internet, like Usenet and bulletin boards. BBSs, I think what they were called.
Right.
So that was pre, like, the term message board, then it was bulletin board?
Yeah, before AOL or Prodigy or whatever those first internet portals, it was just all Usenet.
Before eWorld?
I see Dan jumping up, and I'm sure he has a story about this. Is that it, Dan?
Yeah, well, my roommate, he uses Tinder, and he had probably the more horrifying Tinder story that I've heard, is that he matched with a girl, and he starts chatting with her, and they start texting, and then the night they're texting, she's like, do you want to just come over? Because she lived in our neighborhood in Astoria. So he goes over there, she texts him when he's on the way, how kinky are you? And he's kind of an uncomfortable guy, so he's like, oh, I don't know, the usual.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's nothing kinky about the usual. That's the exact opposite.
With the bit, dude.
Very kinky. How kinky can you get? Fuck, what have I got into?
Fuck with the lights on.
So he gets there, he buzzes the door, and when he walks in, she buzzes him in, he gets a text from her that's clearly like a copy-pasted, form text saying, I'm on the second floor, make a left all the way down, last door on your right. The front door will be open. When you go in, you'll make a right, and there'll be a sheet covering the whole hallway with a hole in it. Put your penis through the sheet, and I'll give you a blowjob.
This is a dude.
Of course it's a dude. And so the dude is going to cut off your dick.
So he's telling me the story. I'm
The
like,
worst kind of dude.
Yeah. Seriously. That's the kind of dude that to me will never be a major dude.
He's not even a minor dude. He's not a dude at all.
Don't tell me they put his dick in the hole.
he goes in and he says hello, and it's a girl's voice, and she's like, hey, and she's acting like it's totally normal. He's like, what's going on? She's like, oh, not too much. What are you up to? And he's like, oh, can I see you? And she's like, no, I have a boyfriend. I can't be seen. And he's like, can I just see you for a second? She's like, no, he's coming back soon. Just put your dick through the hole. I'll blow you. Hurry. Like she says, hurry.
Hurry with the dick. Quickly now with your dick.
My boyfriend.
So he just stands there silently for, he says like 5 minutes, and then he's like, I think I'm going to go. And so he leaves.
He couldn't get it up.
And he sees a pile of dicks laying in the
Hey,
hole.
what are all these dicks doing here?
These aren't yours, are they?
This doesn't have it. Don't touch my severed dicks.
And he leaves, and he gets a text from her saying, you're not kinky at all, pussy. So what do you think was on the other side of that sheet?
I don't know, a fucking German Shepherd.
Yeah. It was me. It was in the story. It was me. I was trying to troll him for dudes.
Chris Stanley with a pair of...
he doesn't know to this day?
Does not know, no.
Did he ever feel inclined to move the sheet?
That's what I would have done. That's what I said to him. I was like, why didn't you just move with your hand, just move the sheet and see what's on the other side? And he said it didn't occur.
You know why? It would have been like a big snake lady. Fucking happened to Eddie Murphy.
That's just a dude with some pruning shears on the other side.
He had to go back to that fucking place, put his ass up to it, and take a shit through the sheet.
That's what I would have done.
That's what I think of you.
Oh, you like stuff coming through this hole, huh?
Now suck that, you crazy kinky bitch. I'm just the normal amount of kinky.
That was obviously a soundboard. There's no way a woman is behind any of this.
Maybe it was the woman with her dude friend. You know?
Yeah, probably.
You know what I'm saying?
Hurry up, put your dick in that hole.
I have a boyfriend. He's right here.
Do it.
Okay, I was kind of imagining more like True Lies style, where it's just like on a tape recorder.
Yeah.
Or just in Stanley's case.
Let's see what you're working with. Army man wants cock.
Army woman.
Get it hard. All right, my boyfriend's coming back.
Put your dick through the sheet hole.
I've got to sever your dick quickly. Try saying this. I've got several severed dicks. I've got several severed dicks. I've got several severed dicks. I got several severed dicks. No.
And that's just the kind of dates you get on Tinder. Versus Instagram.
No, you know what? That made your story look like shit.
I know.
Well, I have a weird Instagram date that I went on once, too.
It's not going to be like the sheet.
Well, yeah. You know what? I can't even top that. You're right.
You never would have come in under. Yeah.
She had me put my asshole up to a hole.
And by the way, your roommate is you, isn't it, Dan?
Oh, no.
I have this friend, let's call it.
Yeah.
I would have moved.
You were on the other side of the fucking sheet on your knees. And your nephews.
His name is Dave Pillman.
Virginia. No, Rochelle in Virginia. Could be Virginia and Rochelle.
In New Rochelle.
Rochelle, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just calling. I actually met my husband online. We had a long distance. I did. We had a long distance relationship for 6 years before we got married.
How long?
Well, we've only been married for a year, but we were dating for 6.
Where did you meet online?
We met. It was this sounds silly, but it was an alternative dating website. Because I didn't know anybody, and I couldn't meet anybody that liked the same music that I liked or read the same books.
Alternative music. I thought it was alternative lifestyle.
Well, it was like a goth dating website.
Oh,
I like it.
Interesting.
That is great.
A lot of boys with long hair and makeup, but my husband's not like that.
That is so funny. We have some friends, and I'm not going to say who they are, who met on a website for the band, I believe Zebra, if I'm not wrong. I almost said White Lion, but I know it was something to be like, what?
Huh?
I think it was Zebra, and they're still married, and they have a kid. And she was singing karaoke the other night.
Little Zebra baby.
And now you know the rest of the story. Well, Rochelle, it's working out
Absolutely.
for you goth kids.
I have a. I'm sorry. You say we have kids?
You're goth. You're still goth kids.
No, we're not goth. We're more. I don't know. Listen to 9 Inch Nails or the Misfits type of a thing. But
right. You didn't know where to put yourself.
Yeah, you're outsiders.
In Jersey, exactly. In New Jersey, everybody listened to bachata or hip hop. So that was obviously not what I was into.
You were pulled by the rockin' sound of the Misfits.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then you had to find a fella who shared that.
Yes.
That's all I
with
wanted
matching
was a
devil
nice
locks.
All right, so there's a thing that could you ever be married to somebody who didn't like the same kind of music
No.
as you?
I don't think I could.
For me, I think it would be easier than being with somebody who didn't have the same taste in movies than you.
Really?
Because I think that you can have that privately, like you can have your music, and I think I would have an easier time going, hey, that's not really my thing, but that's cool that you're into it. I listen to this, whatever. But movies is a social thing. You're watching, TV or Netflix together. You go out to the movies. That's a huge problem.
Well, what was that thing that you and your gay friends always play, that game that you play about?
PC&D.
Yeah.
PC&D is pro, neutral, con, deal breaker.
Right.
So what would it be for you not liking the same music?
The same music? I mean, like really bad, like I come home and there's accordion music going?
Yes. Like,
deal breaker.
Deal breaker for you as well, Joe?
It's a con for me. I mean, music can be more private. I hope that they're not playing on the speakers.
Well, let's say they are. Let's say that, you sit down to dinner and they're just playing music. They think of dinner music as something that just repels you.
That would be a deal breaker after about 10 years of having to deal with it every night.
Okay, so 10 years.
Okay.
Is how long
So
it is.
not really a deal breaker.
Yeah.
You are a passive son of a bitch. No wonder you're meeting people on Instagram.
A lot of resentment's going to build up in that fucking
The spork
relationship.
isn't clean.
Now, Stanley, you and your chick are simpatico when it comes to music.
Yes,
right?
other than
Muy
me liking
simpático.
fish, everything else there's major overlap.
Oh, yeah, because she's more punky, right?
Yeah,
She's not a fish head.
Oh
Is that what
God,
they're
no.
called?
She
Yeah.
she hates that I like fish.
Yeah.
But there's everything else pretty much it overlaps very well.
What if everything was completely opposite? You guys, everything you liked, she hated everything.
It had to be a deal breaker. For the amount of music that's played in the house, we'd be angry with each other all the time.
Yeah.
Like there has to be some sort of common ground that you both can enjoy something because music's too important. It's on too much in your life.
For me,
Deal breaker, bro.
I'm going to say con. I'm going to say it's a con, but I think that I could get past.
Do you have places that you and your guy don't line up?
We're not extremely different. Like there might be some bands that one of us is a little more into than other, or like one that doesn't, but it's not like whole genres of music that we disagree on. But I do feel like, it's something that I could get over. However, if we had different taste in movies, if we did not want to watch the same stuff, I think that it would ruin our relationship because that's a social thing that you do together. It would drive me insane to have to go to bad movies or have to go to movies alone. You would have to go see stuff on your own.
You are right about that. There's certain things that you have to share. Restaurants, for one.
Yes.
If you're with somebody and they're and I've known people who, like, there's only a small area that they can actually eat and stand at food. Does that mean we never go out to a nice restaurant?
I think that would be a harder thing to deal with in a relationship than even music. Even though music seems more personal, that's going to fuck with your lifestyle. You're not going to be able to go out. You're not going to think about how annoying cooking would be. Like you'd have to cook like weird food for that person. It's going to drive you nuts.
Eric in Kentucky. Eric.
Hey, I gotta disagree with Gail's initial point. You got me back, Gail, when you started talking about food, but 2 words to illustrate why music is more important, and it's road trips.
Oh, good call there.
Yeah.
Good call on road trip.
You cannot get away. Movies, you can at least check out for a couple hours or, do something else or, get on the iPad, but you're locked in on a road trip.
It would be brutal. I mean, that would be heartbreaking to not be able to share the same music on a road trip.
Or while you're playing your music, they're just like, oh, does it have to be so loud?
But how often do you go on a road trip?
Often.
2 or 3 times a year? More?
2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
I just got to be on that open road.
He's always tripping.
All that road going.
Well, that's a good point.
Maybe I didn't initially think of that also because if you're a city person, we don't have a car. We're not in the car together a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm probably ignoring that aspect of life that a lot of times couples are in the same car with each other.
By the way, Queen Elizabeth just tweeted us this. Nice to see bathing isn't a deal breaker for Hicks's girl.
Hey, why don't you get off my dick?
Dirty dick.
That dirty dick. Everyone's got a dirty dick with this guy.
Dave, Oakland.
What's going on, Ron and Fez?
Yeah.
Gail, do you have a sense of humor? Say you spill a Coke on yourself, you laugh.
What?
Do you have a sense of humor?
Sure.
Yeah. You got a dating a girl, dark hair, blue eyes, beautiful for about 3 months. And the final kicker was we were driving and she was drinking a Coke, spilled a little bit of soda on her sweater. And I giggled and I laughed and she got so pissed off and that was it. I go, that's it. I can't take it.
All right, so you think that a sense of humor is laughing as a woman ruins her sweater.
I wouldn't call that so much sense of humor.
As mean.
Yeah, just like you're
not caring about the other person's comfort level.
Sure. And on her side, sensitivity.
Right.
The sensitivity to your own situation.
Hicks put up that video on the iBang of the guy playing a prank on his chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say this. If every time I came home, some fucking buddy was trying to pull a fucking prank on me and video it, that would be a fucking deal breaker. I can't live like fucking Peter Sellers in the fucking Pink Panther, where I'm worried about a little Japanese guy jumping out and fucking doing shit. I don't understand why people love to prank the shit. They show people just fucking torturing each other while the other person's trying to sleep online.
No, I don't. I would not enjoy a constant prankster.
Deal breaker.
I don't even think I've
deal breaker.
ever been pranked by my boyfriend.
No.
We're not prankers.
I'm not a pranker myself.
No. Well, except for one time a year. You're very heavy on pranks. And that's Pranksgiving.
With my nephews. But they beat me last year. Fucking, I don't know how they did this. They ordered this shit and they put it in my iced tea, right? And like they're just sitting around and everybody fucking knew this but me. And they're like, you gonna drink your iced tea? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna drink my iced tea. I fucking go to drink it. It was like solid.
It congealed like into a gel. So they had put a secret powder in there and they jellied up his tea until it was
and they were so ecstatic.
Why don't you drink that tea?
That's exactly what they were doing.
You look pretty thirsty.
And I was like this, I'll drink the fucking tea on my own time. Don't worry about it.
Don't be worried about my tea.
Pranksgiving. I'm actually doing this thing this year where I'm sending away for these postcards that you send to their house that has to do with like a gas product because you're farting too much and stuff.
Right.
But it fucking comes in and adult diapers.
Nice.
I don't know how to prank them back, but they wait for this all year.
Oh, this is their favorite.
Yeah.
I'll give you a good one. What you do is take clear tape, you put it up at eye level at a doorway, and then you just wait for them to walk through, and then they have tape on their face. That one works. I've done it.
Tape head.
Yeah, tape head.
I was thinking about shooting one of them in the foot.
That's good.
That's hilarious.
All right, Hicks, give us a PCND.
Clubfoot.
Pro.
You're a fucking moron. That's why we can't play.
First of all, you know that you have to say PC and D, and everyone repeats.
PC and D.
PC and D.
PC and D.
They have a club foot, but everything else is normal about them. They have like the creep boot
This
too.
was not. It would have nothing to do with it. We can't live in a world where we sit on a radio show and say someone with a birth defect is not worth being with.
All right. I'll throw another one out there.
No.
Real
You
shock
got
jock.
one fucking thing. For a guy with a bad wing, you had no problem throwing clubfoot out. By the way, what are we in the Middle Ages?
It's neutral for me if anyone's wondering.
No one asked.
I have another one if you guys want to go back to me.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Hair lip. What about a hair lip?
Despite my loose joints, I'm still going to judge
Seriously,
someone with a...
you're a fucking... You got joints like a squid.
Yeah, it's terrible. Freakish.
All right, I have a PC and D.
All right, PC and D.
PC and D.
PC and D, they want to be best friends with your friends. They want to hang out with your friends. They're going in. Your best friend, they're suddenly texting them, wanting to hang out with them.
I think friends and family have to be forced on a person. I do not like when someone starts to cross that, because you're annoying other people now.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is not that it bothers me, but I don't want anybody to think I'm with a fucking pushy person.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, your relationship with the friends is my date. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to like you. I want you to like them. But it's always you're going to be the and person.
Years have to go by, right?
Yes.
Years and many experiences.
Yes.
But you don't be like, hey, I'm dating your friend. I was hoping we could all get together. No.
Yeah, that's
a
weird.
Fucking psycho.
You're right. And there is certainly a point where maybe you can gray those lines. You've been together for a long time. I don't know. They watch your kids or something. Obviously, like, there's a point where friends become more like family. But if you just start dating someone and they're just like wanting to hang out with your friends all the time, deal breaker for me. D, B. It's just a D.
It's not even close. It's not even close for me.
For me, it's a con. I mean, I've experienced it before. I think it also depends on the girl or the guy, if they're cool or not. It can be cool with your friends and the amount of time they've dated. And in my experience, it was still okay. So for me, it's a con.
Deal breaker. I've never tried to become best friends with any of my...
Do you have any friends for them to...
Yeah.
I've seen your scopes. All I saw you was with Zito's friend one night.
Do you mean
And he
that she
ruined
wants to
your
be...
scope.
Do you think that maybe you mean that she wants to be friends with your coworkers?
Hey, is Zito still dating the same girl?
Yes, he is.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time for him, right?
Serious.
Are they living together?
Yes, they are.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was like, when he moved to New York, he was like, Mr. Got a Date. You know what I mean? He was,
Yeah.
Man about town?
he was the young single guy on the scene. He fell hard.
Oh, God, yes. And his buddy, he annoyed me because I had to explain to him what scope bros were and like the whole Periscope thing because he was asking a lot of questions. And I was like, look, bro, just fucking jump into it. We're going to the Skrillex show. He wouldn't fucking shut up.
No, he couldn't be cool. Was he from fucking New Hampshire, Rhode Island? Or
He was from RI, as they call it. I was like, too much Rhode Island, the scope, bro.
That fucking Zito was so hammered into like his home state.
Oh, God.
That, he would brag. He was one of those guys like, well, you know who else is from Rhode Island? I'm like, I don't know what to even fucking say back.
Let me guess, Providence? Is that your town, dude?
It's the only
Coffee
one.
milk, I know. It's some weird drink you guys like.
Coffee milk?
Yeah, it's called, I don't know what it is, but it's some weird drink Rhode Island loves.
It's pretty delicious.
Pro.
Never had a deal breaker.
It was a beautiful day. All right, give us another one. Oh, withered hand? Is that what you're
No,
going
no, no,
Where are you going?
All right, the person, the only snack they eat is Doritos, so their hands are always covered in that red nasty stuff.
I can't. There's
All right.
no
Jeez.
fucking reason to talk to you.
Will they let me lick the Dorito dust off their fingers?
Yes, they will.
Pro.
You've taken it to some other weird fucking angle. Joe, you know how to play the game.
Yeah, I know how to play the game.
You know how to play PC and D.
I got a PC and D.
PC and D.
PC and D.
Someone with absolutely no sense of fashion. Like, they dress embarrassingly bad in public.
I wouldn't notice. I would never notice. They could be wearing a fucking scuba suit.
It's certainly a strong con. It might be a deal breaker for me. If we're talking like next level bad, like I can't even help them.
Yeah. And they're oblivious to it.
By the way, Coach wrote Pepper's PC and D. Tom Dempsey, the NFL kicker with half a foot.
Neutral. Demps. I answer this, but I have to go downstairs. I forgot my phone charger during that scope.
No. Don't go downstairs.
I have to go downstairs. My phone's going to die. I need my phone.
You want me to go with you?
No, it's fine. I can go by myself.
But you get lost, and then I got to give away a prize.
We were just there 40 minutes ago.
We were just there. He's probably knows where he's going.
You say that, but he'll end up in another city somewhere.
How can he end up in another city when all he has to do is go downstairs where we just were, scoping?
I'm going to end up at the bottom of the rock. That's where I'm going.
I guarantee the bottom of the rock. Is that catching on now?
Oh, big time.
All right, but if you are lost, 866-766-0339. You can call in and win because he gets lost all the time. 866-766-0339. Now, you play this with your gay buddies, right?
Yes, I do. And straight females. Gay males, straight females.
Now, the gay guys, which direction do they normally go in? Is it sexual or is it social with them?
It's usually both. Well, I'm probably more sexual than.
But socially, it's harder to be gay, right? They keep tougher restrictions.
Yes.
They still have old-fashioned faux pas that one can make.
That's true, yeah.
So what kind of stuff they have?
They usually go in either sexual or just so absurd that they can't even handle it. Like I will give you an example of a recent one given to me by one of my friends. PC&D talks only
PC&D.
like 90s Pauly Shore, but have never seen a Pauly Shore movie.
That's
so
ridiculous.
they're claiming,
but that is definitely keeper. You definitely don't want to get rid of that guy.
No way. That's a pro.
The weasel.
That's what I said. A lot of people went a deal breaker.
God damn it! Look, the hotline's ringing.
What?
You know that's going to be Chris. And you know he's going to be lost. And you know that's going to cost me a price.
I know, but there's several people who have the hotline number. Could be anyone.
Hi, this is the Bennington Show.
Ron, you were right. I got lost again.
See?
Oh, my God.
Deal breaker.
Oh, God.
This time we're not helping you, Chris.
Please, I need to get back to the studio.
You're going to cost us something big out of the prize closet. I can't deal with it.
I can't be this lost. I don't know where the hell I am.
Look around and see if you can, pick up on something, a landmark, something.
Okay, all right, I'm looking around. All right, the state that this city is in, it borders Canada.
Oh, you're bordering Canada. Well, that should be easy.
So you see a signs for Canada?
Yeah.
Is that why you know that?
Yeah, that comes down like 3,000 miles where it could be.
Sure.
Bordering Canada. I hope someone can find me.
Todd in Detroit.
Oh, well, let's just throw a pin in the old goddamn map. Let's say Tacoma, Washington.
Tacoma, Washington.
Is that it?
Oh, incorrect.
Chris, anything else? We lost Chris.
Chris, no.
Well, let's play the intro properly while we're trying to wait for him again. He might be dead.
I'm so worried about him.
Oh, Christ, where am I? Where am I?
It's time for Where Am I?
Christ, where am I?
If you can figure it out, you can win.
Oh, God, where am I?
Brought to you by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts, part of the Wyndham family of brands. There's a Wyndham waiting.
Chris, I lost you there for a second. Sorry, I'm going to lock your phone in. So you're in Canada, is that it? You're in Canada?
No. The state that the city I'm in borders Canada.
Well, what else? Because that's not enough.
Okay, all right. Oh, look at this. A large river is running through the city.
Boy, that is rare to have a river right through town.
And near Canada?
Yeah. Because that makes it so easy for trade.
A little too easy, if you ask me.
I agree with you. Craig in Maine.
Craig.
Is he here in Portland, Maine?
Oh, you're in Portland, Maine, Chris.
Is that it?
No way.
Oh, incorrect.
Give us another clue then, Chris.
All right, this state's nickname is the Gem State.
Oh, the Gem State. Gem State's getting a little easier now. G-Man, what's up?
You may have just thrown me off with the Gem State, but I was going to say Detroit.
You're in Detroit, Chris, in the Gem State of Michigan. In the Gem State of Michigan.
So Gemmy there.
All right, give us another one.
All right, the city, it's in the area called Treasure Valley.
Are you in the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Made up, I think.
Kendall, what do you got?
Minneapolis?
You're in Minneapolis.
You're in the Minneapolis.
No, incorrect.
No, you grew up in St. Paul, right?
Yep.
Did you ever go over to Minneapolis, or was that considered?
Yeah, I would go there a fair amount,
A lot of times, do you get jumped there?
Well, we would go there to start some stuff. They would come over to St. Paul, start some stuff.
Yeah.
We would all typically win.
Now, people, if you would normally say Minneapolis, right? If I said Minnesota, Minneapolis.
Yes.
And what's the capital of Minnesota? Do you know?
What is the capital of Minnesota?
Why don't people ever know that? St. Paul.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
It's St. Paul? It is?
Yeah.
You know
And,
it.
Everybody will say Minneapolis from around the country.
Yeah, I would have assumed that it was.
They think that St. Paul is like the Brooklyn of Minneapolis. No, it's the state capital.
I'm sorry, Joe. I can't believe I didn't know that. I would have assumed.
It's okay, Gail. That's why I'm here to.
So, Chris, you figured it out. You're in Minneapolis.
No.
Now, if you go across the bridge, Joey Jojo's dad will take care of you.
Yeah.
Nice
He'll
meal.
bring you back.
If I was there, we'd bro down, but I'm not there.
By the way, Jay Bird said, I hope Wyndham Hotels gets Pepper lost for rehab.
Hey.
What else have you seen?
Okay, I just see a sign. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl is played here every December. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl is played in this city every December.
So you're in a city.
In a city.
In a city that plays the famous Idaho Potato Bowl every December.
Sounds delicious.
Might be getting a little easy now. Here's Chris. Chris, what do you got?
What's up? How about Boise with that crazy blue field?
I'm in Boise.
Correct.
The Where Am I game show segment is presented by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts. There's a Wyndham waiting. Save up to 15% when you book 7 days in advance at Wyndham.com. Terms and conditions at Wyndham.com.
Joey Jojo, what does Chris win for saying Boise, Idaho?
Chris, for saying Boise, Idaho, you win a signed copy, the DVD Green Hornet, signed by Seth Rogen.
Whoa! That's a great prize.
Love it.
I will tell you something, too. That movie takes a lot of heat. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah?
Never saw it?
No, I've never seen it.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it either.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm staying away from it. I think it's funny as hell.
Let me get that signed copy so I can watch it before we start it out.
And while you're sitting there, wait, Chris, how did you get back so fast from Boise, Idaho?
Weird.
I'm going to guess a wormhole of some sort. I'm not sure. A
Did
rift
you
in
say an
space.
asshole of some sort?
He does call that his wormhole.
By the way, he's exhausted again.
Again, it took a long time to get back from Idaho.
Well, you know what? It is exhausting when you get to be your age, 32. It's tough to move around.
Getting up there.
Yeah. By the way, you're still not even old enough to be a quarterback, okay?
Let alone a wide receiver.
Oh, shit!
Fuck you, son.
Asshole joke.
No.
He just called it your wide receiver.
Ew.
Yeah.
He called your wormhole your wide receiver.
Gotcha. So, Chris, have you seen The Green Hornet by Seth Rogen?
Yeah, I saw it. It was great. It
Thank you.
was very fun.
Thanks for screaming that back at me. This is not, you're not, we were in a meeting yesterday with Don, who is our boss, and everything Chris came back to him was snapping. So angry that I had to stop him. I go, Don is asking you questions about the Thanksgiving gig. He's not saying you're a bad person.
This isn't a fight.
I might have like one of that disease where you can't tell what your emotions are.
Did you tell Joey what I pitched Don?
No, I did not.
Why won't you talk with your staff? Now, does Dan do any of that work or just Joey?
Oh, they both do.
All right, so after the show, I want you guys to come and talk to me.
Yes.
All right.
It's not something for air.
Got it.
Private.
GPS this Saturday, 3 o'clock. Not only are we doing GPS New York City, but you can be the first person ever to win the official Bennington Show t-shirt. And Gail is going to tell you how to do that in a scope.
Yes.
I guess it's going to be a hashtag contest, right?
It's going to be a hashtag contest. Details will follow in the pre-show scope.
Right.
So it's going to be Saturday, 3 p.m. East on Deep Tracks 27.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to check out the scope pre-show.
Check out the show scope, check out the GPS show, and then you can win 001, the Bennington.
Yes, signed.
Signed by everybody on the show but Joey Jojo.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Collector's
It's
edition.
not going to be enough room.
Because, well, there is plenty of room, but we just don't know whether he's permanent yet.
Oh, wait, what were you guys talking about?
It's like
we told you we talked to you off air.
like
about it.
even when like you'll see the Rolling Stones, right? There's like fucking 9 people on stage, but then 4 of them come out for the bow.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Seems like the rest of those guys
Yeah, it sounds like they rounded out the sound pretty good.
worked hard.
So we looking at like a 250 scope, a 245 scope.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Details to follow, but it will be at the iBang on Periscope. So you're going to have to follow at the iBang on Periscope.
Exciting. And then we will follow Jenny Hutt.
Yes, please.
Not
So-
sure where that follow button is.
Is that you being an asshole?
Did you unfollow her?
I'm not good with technology. I told you guys. I got lost looking for a phone charger. How could I know how to
But that
follow
was a bit.
someone? No, I
This
got
is real.
lost.
Yeah. You weren't in Boise. You were doing something. This is basically a live read, is what you were doing.
That's what it was. When
So
you think
Chris
about
is going to get lost for a live read right now.
No, I have to do something outside the studio and something happens.
I'm going to be honest. The first few times I bought it, but now I'm starting to have some questions. Mostly about the return time is the biggest one. And the clues, the specifics of the clues.
All right, I'm being asked this, Gail, and I don't know whether it's creepy or not.
Okay.
Will Gail be wearing the new shirt, and can we win the shirt off her back?
That sounds borderline creepy.
That's very creepy.
But I'm
that's way over the
willing to
border.
do it.
Yeah.
It's creepy, and so the answer is yes. It's kinky.
All right, this came up. Will she put a hole in the shirt that we can push our penises through, like Dan did with his roommate?
Hurry up!
The answer is yes. Only on scope, though.
I have a roommate, and my roommate went over to Astoria. And what we were able to do there in Astoria is that he had to walk down the hall, and down at the end of the hall there was a sheet and a small hole in the sheet, penis-sized. A penis-sized, it was like a penis-sized hole in the sheet. I wasn't with him because I was at the radio museum. I was listening to some old radio comedy pieces that was so good. They were so absolutely perfect. As Jack Benny and Maury Amsterdam came walking out, and there was a sheet there. It was a small sheet. It was tiny.
You're imitating me like I'm Jackie Mason.
Well, I don't know. You know, I just had that kind of the unaggressive New York accent that you can follow. There's a certain kind
It's
of
a very old school accent. that he has.
but he does. He follows. He's almost Christopher Walken,
Yeah.
but he's like in less of a hurry than Walken is. You know, he's never in a hurry with his stuff.
And it's a low register, too.
Yeah.
Wait, 1, 2 Dans.
Oh, shit! He's saying you're gay!
Oh, I get it.
Got it.
Get it?
But by doing that, don't you feel like you offended our intern, Kashmir?
Our beloved intern.
By the way, who could be smoother than Kashmir? When we were
Pretty
outside?
smooth, charismatic guy.
Think about Kashmir. It makes sense. soft, smooth.
Now, do you remember when we came into this game, right? Right away I said, I'll take Kashmir and I'm going to mentor him. Chris mentors Jam Band. And I'm like, okay, he's got the aggressive guy. Jam Band hasn't been heard of since. You don't give him anything to do. You don't find his personality.
Oh, we're working on something nice for next week. It's going to be great.
How long do you think this could take before he makes his mark in this business?
He's going to make a huge mark. A big mark. Not like that. No, a positive mark. Positive. Do not worry.
Wait. There's some complaints. Steve in Denver has a complaint. Go ahead, Steve.
I was just wondering where Chris seen the sign to Canada in Boise, Idaho.
It was on the main drag,
But how
Yeah,
far?
right.
How far is Boise from Canada?
A long ways. I thought it was like Coeur d'Alene or Bonners Ferry, Idaho, and he says Boise. Boise's not even close to Canada.
Why would you say that, Chris?
I thought it was like a nice initial clue to be like, oh, where is
But
he?
how close is it? Measure it out right now.
Couple hundred miles from Canada.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's why it was the first clue. I want to whet people's appetite.
That isn't whetting their appetite. That's giving them a wrong clue.
The state that Boise is in borders Canada.
Buffalo is a border town.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boise is not.
Yeah. Well, I never said it was a border town.
Just seems like there could have been more.
You said it borders Canada.
I said the state that the city is in borders Canada.
No, you didn't.
No.
I got to send Steve into the pretty good prize closet.
Steve!
What's he win, Joey?
It's the pretty good prize. It's the pretty good prize. Prize closet. We have pretty good prizes. It's the pretty good prize. It's the pretty good prize. Prize closet. We have good prizes.
Steven! In Denver, Colorado. Today, you win for correcting Chris. New segment. I never met an idiot on the river. Signed by Henry Winkler, the signed book.
Son of a bitch.
Nice.
Guess where he fishes?
Where?
Idaho.
God damn it.
Perfect.
Fuck.
Perfect.
Thought I was giving a good clue.
I'm lying. He fishes in Montana. Thanks for being at the Unmasked, Chris. Is Jam Band even here today?
Jam Band is here today.
All right. Well, Jam Band, I just want to ask you one question. And I want you to be 100% honest, okay? 100% honest. Has Chris told you he has anything planned for you next week?
We got big plans.
Okay.
All right. I believe him.
All right. One lies, the other swears to it.
You're the swears to it.
Say, are you telling me the 100% truth? That he's already talked to you about it?
I actually talked to him about it.
Okay. So, by the way, that's not mentoring then, Chris, because you were supposed to help him. So he's got to be his own champion.
No,
Jam Band, go yourself right now. Now, by the way, why are you wearing a Clapton shirt if you're so into?
Well, I just love rock and roll and jam
I love
bands.
that
So
kid. I love that kid.
Ron, I know you're a big fan of the band. That's like my second favorite band.
Look, I didn't want to give this away, but since the scope thing worked out today, I want us to do a scope from Big Pink. You can go up and rent Big Pink now.
Please, can we do that?
Yeah. And in the middle of the night, we're going to go down in the basement and look for ghosts.
Okay.
Ghost night.
This is like my Graceland.
Sounds scary.
We're going to Big Pink, Big Pink. You know what the weird thing is? When we do GPS, as soon as GPS was kind of invented, it started to be everywhere.
Yeah.
I went and found Big Pink.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Drove right up to it. Looks fucking exactly the same as on the album.
So you can rent it like a cabin or
like Airbnb? Is that the?
That's it. That's right.
Is that what I'm looking for there?
Yeah, I would love to do that. Oh my god, a Bennington trip, a scope trip with my scope bros.
Scope bros.
Here's what my idea would be too. We sit and play every single song, not only by the band but also Dylan. We just take a long A to Z that thing.
Let's go. I love it. I love the idea.
You're not coming, Chris.
Oh, come on.
We need
Because
someone
you're not-
back here.
Look, he had to wait all this time to say, "I love the band is my second favorite group." Wait, what was his first favorite? Did he ever tell us?
I don't think he did.
My first favorite rock and roll group is the Allman Brothers. The second is the band.
He's got great fucking taste.
He's
this
cool,
kid.
dude.
Yeah.
He's
All
a
right,
great dude.
You know what? Let's change that. We're going to do it from the old Fillmore East. We're going to go to the Fillmore East. We're going to play every song off live at the Fillmore East, and then we'll be back. We'll just do it for lunch one day.
I can't believe that it took us this long to find out that jam band's a rock god.
You know why it took us this long? Because his fucking mentor blows.
Yeah,
I'm a great mentor.
literally blows
I don't blow anything.
through the sheets.
Well, that one time on Tinder.
He likes to say 3 sheets to the cock.
Actually, we have a couple of guests coming up. Rebecca Trent from Creek in the Cave and comedian Eric Bergstrom.
Where are they?
They're coming up right now. We can go to break. We need to break again.
Okay. Let's go to break. Bennington Show. Rebecca Trent is here. I like to call her Rebecca Trent Bennington. Is what I'm trying. It's what I'm trying to do right now. She came in with P. Diddy, and both of them in the hallway.
I didn't know you guys were so close.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen him, but it was really nice.
It's weird, right?
Yeah,
After
it was
so
weird.
many years. You got a big gig going on.
Yeah,
at
I
your joint
do.
tonight.
At the Creek in the Cave tonight, we're throwing a night of 100 one-liners in honor of Eric Bergstrom, who was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma sometime in September. We've been raising funds for him through GoFundMe, and tonight we're doing an homage. He's like a sort of like dark, macabre humor kind of guy to begin with, and we're having his style is one-liners. So we're having everyone come out, and we've got people like Ted Alexandro, Nick Turner, Joe List, Blair Sachi. We have some old names that everybody knows, like Hannibal Buress, and we have some younger folks that have just come to be friends with Eric that wanted to do the show.
So they're only doing one line each?
That's right.
And first of all, this is an amazing idea.
Yeah.
And sorry it takes Lymphoma for something like this to happen. Why can't we do this more? But and they write their own one-liner, or they get to do a classic one-liner?
It's their own one-liner.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure into that. Now, Joey, you're a one-liner guy, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Joey only performs in the basement of Gotham. That's the only
Yeah,
Joey.
it's a very specific fan base.
It's in my contract.
Yeah. And most of the time it's like being close to the bathroom type jokes or whatever you're doing there.
Yeah.
But do you have a one-liner that you could give us?
Yes, I'll give you for it. It goes, North Korea is like South Korea, but with no soul.
See, that's actually...
I actually like that a lot.
Yeah, feel
Basement
free.
comedy.
You're in. It's 101 one-liners
Plus
now.
one. So all these comics are showing up, and I think it's great that everybody's taking an Uber to get there to do one line and then leave. Now, and I look at this list, I'm going to pick as my personal guy who has a shot. Even though I think Gary Goldman is the funniest human being that could live, Hannibal Buress is already a legend, Mark Norman, Joe List, I'm thinking Mike Racine is going to shock the world and take this, because I call him the corner that hasn't been turned yet. No one has.
Oh my God.
No one has quite caught up to him. Yeah.
Well, we've caught up to his sauce. I'll tell you that much. It's delicious.
The sauce is what he's most known for, but I'm a little nervous when I don't see any kind of label, official label on it at all.
I was nervous too,
Yeah.
but I was gifted my Racine sauce.
Yeah.
And what'd you think?
It's terrific.
It holds up, right?
It's terrific.
He cooks that in a professional kitchen at the Creek. So, like,
Is that right?
He's not doing it in his bathroom or anything.
All right, so he's cooking it at a professional kitchen. Does he have the abilities to one day be a professional chef? Or he's got
I
his
think he's
grandmother's
a
sauce?
better comic than he
Yeah.
is a chef, but I
Yeah.
love his sauce.
He's
I
got
think
his
that's how I would
grandmother's
say it.
sauce is what it comes down to.
Like, he's got a family recipe or two in his
Right.
back pocket, but,
See, that's
he's not going to get much farther past gnocchi.
Yeah. Now, that's the thing about that is like if you get that one thing from a grandparent, you know what I mean? And sauce is perfect for that because you can't ruin spaghetti. So once you got the sauce down, you can really move on this.
Yeah.
And he
Easy
has
date
it.
night. You can impress a girl with it.
But he is ridiculously funny.
Yeah,
he's
he is.
scary, funny. But I think, you know how like when you're in the zeitgeist, his zeitgeist hasn't happened yet. I think it happens to a lot of guys that do that kind of comedy. I don't think it pops right away. The country has to catch up to whatever weird place that he is first.
Yes.
But he slays me.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's absolutely hilarious. He has, he was one of those guys that had watching his learning curve was absolutely amazing from the beginning. I remember back in the day when he first started, he threw himself a roast. Like nobody does that. Like it's like that. Those kind of like fun things that like you remember because you were there in the beginning.
Well,
but, he's great.
Yeah, I also saw this thing online that he did. It was like a mafia parody.
Oh yeah,
And
I mean
I'm
he's
like,
obsessed.
He's good too, and like he's a good little actor.
Yeah, he's a full package guy in a tracksuit.
I always wonder about the comics that can pull off acting, and there's actually a couple on your list. Gethard is
for sure,
one of those guys. Like Gethard, the weird thing about him, he's a very gentle man who could also play a serial killer.
Yeah.
Or be a serial killer in the right situation.
He said he's typecast as scary nerd, but I think he's more than that.
A little farther than scary, maybe.
Well, I saw him, I don't want to say who did it, but in an outtake for the new Ghostbusters, and I don't know whether they're going to make it in or not. Paul Feig was in here the other day, but I saw him literally get punched in the face
by
a large comedy star, female comedy star, one of the female Ghostbusters, punched Catherine right in the face.
Oh my God.
Because I guess she didn't know how to pull a punch.
Yeah.
And boom, it gets rocked. And I saw it with the entire cast and crew, and they all screamed in laughter because they had been there that day. And I was like looking around, like he's a nice person. He just got punched.
Don't punch
but I
Chris.
talked to him about it because he didn't even tell me that he had shot. No one ever tells you they've shot anything for a big movie in case they don't make it.
Right.
So then he's like this. So you think I'm in? Do you think that scene was great, right? Like, yeah, it was great.
You literally took a punch to the face for the role.
Yeah.
He was more nervous that she was apologetic too soon afterwards, that they wouldn't be able to actually use the take.
Oh.
I'll tell you this. She's not even one of the bigger Ghostbusters, and she dropped him.
Yeah.
Just dropped him. Yeah.
That's amazing.
What is it, Chris?
Mr. Eric Bergstrom is here.
Oh, great! It's great.
A Night of 100 One-Liners is happening tonight at the Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, New York at 8 p.m. 100 stand-ups will be performing 100 one-liners. Go to creeklic.com for tickets and more information, and go to gofundme.com/Eric Bergstrom to donate directly.
And this is, you've got some cool things that you're doing besides even the show, right?
Right. So we're auctioning off for people who've been to the Creek in the Cave. They'll know how valuable this is. We're getting a front of the bathroom line pass for a year at the Creek. We're auctioning that
fantastic.
off. We've got Benari Poulton gave us tickets for the nightly show. We've got Alice and Olive has given us handbags. We have dinner at the stand. We have there's concert tickets coming, and I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that we're auctioning off. A lot of pie.
By the way, dinner at the stand. Oh, their food's so good. Their food's so good. You know why? Because they tell you that all the time. Have you tried our food? It's so good. You got to come down. You know what? Just come for the restaurant. It's so good.
But seriously, have you eaten at the Creek? Because it's so good there, too.
So good. So good. Eric, what is it like to know the community is behind you like this? Is
it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine anyone better as a group to be around with cancer, because they know how to take horrible things and actually make light of them rather than just repeatedly, like people who don't know how to laugh get. Either they find out you have cancer, they know, and then they treat you with like kids' gloves. They get that like you say hello to them, and they get like that deer in headlights gaze, where like they just kind of go blank, and they just keep saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." It's like it's not your fault. It's what. And I know there's it's hard to know what to say, but just try to move on, because I'm trying to move on. I don't want to think about it beyond trying to get better. So I don't know.
But seriously, I am so sorry.
Apology accepted.
So sorry.
It is Thank you.
But are you worried that there's going to be 100 cancer jokes? Are you worried?
I think more cancer jokes, the better. But I don't want it to be just cancer jokes.
Right.
I don't know. Whatever people want to do. I mean, it'll probably be tasteless, even if they aren't cancer jokes. So.
Now, you know, I'm looking this list over. By the way, Mateo Lane is another dark horse.
Yeah, I think that could be a standout there.
Here's the thing about Mateo Lane is also one of those people that I will laugh hard at and then go, wait, was there even a joke in there? Or are you angry about something in your real life? You know, I can't. And by the way, I'm not nearly as interested in Adele or who has ever got you so upset.
It's very angry.
Who was the one that he went on and on about the girl that wears the little cat ears? And she's like
Ariana Grande.
Yeah, and he's going on, and I'm like, finally, I don't know what to say back to you, dude. I don't know if I can gain your amount of aggravation about this.
Wait, I'm just angry at girls who wear cat ears. It doesn't matter what they say.
Yeah, have you seen her? Have you seen?
No.
She really is scary, underage.
Yeah,
and is a sex symbol now. And they dress her up like a little kitten. I think she's underage.
They did the South Park episode about her.
I don't know.
There she is in her cat ears.
She looks legally 12? Come on.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah.
She's mature for 12, though. She is.
She's mature for 12 because of the amount of abuse she went through. That's what's mature. You know, she's hardened over.
Old soul.
Yeah. I see Dan Perlman is in here because he wrote his name in as one of the people.
Did he handwrite it?
Yeah.
And Dan Perlman.
Now, Dan, do you consider yourself a one-liner guy?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun, though. Like, I'm excited to see Chris Gethard, who only tells stories, try and like do basically a tweet on stage.
It may be a really
might
long,
break him.
Yeah, one-liner with him.
Run on sentence.
Yeah. Now, I myself could never do one line. That's why I ended up in meetings later. I just had to finish like, once we got started, it was just like, let's just dump the bag. Let's dump the bag. Seriously, lock the door. Lock it. It's just us. This is just us now. And I was like, calm down. But did you have one that maybe you could just throw away for us? Because Rebecca was like, uh-oh, there's a new kid in town.
Pretty good, Dan.
Yeah, that Korean one was good. All right, I'll throw one out.
Seriously, you didn't think the Korean one was good?
I thought it was great. I love Joe's one-liners.
You got another one, Joe?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
I think I need to get my girlfriend a new cell phone because every time I call her, she keeps breaking up with me.
Oh, Jesus.
That was terrible.
That was terrible.
Guys,
Korean one is better.
I like it.
Way worse.
Let Eric hear your Korean joke, though, because that's...
North Korea is like South Korea, but with no soul.
See, that's where... Yeah. See, this is going to be a long night.
Yeah.
Long night, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dan, let's hear... By the way, Dan told us a lie earlier about his roommate and a scary story about
I wish it had been a one-liner.
Yeah. But go ahead.
All right, I'm working on an Oedipus script, but I want it to be a realistic one where instead of a guy who kills his father and marries his mother, it's about a guy who kills his father and then goes on a couple dates with his mom, and it doesn't really work out.
One line. That was one line.
And it was too long.
It's a run-on sentence.
I threw one out there.
Yeah, but so that was one that you saved something better for that tonight.
Yeah. I'm not giving that away now.
Yeah.
It's also open bar for 4 hours. I don't know if we mentioned that earlier.
Wow.
So hopefully that'll hook in a few people.
It should.
the heckling
The jokes will be good. It'll move along well. Be positive. It sound like, this is going to be the worst, longest night. It's my cancer. Come on. No. Yes.
Seriously, that made me want to drink out of a trough. That's how that joke was. That's how that joke was. But you know, one-liners is literally what people used to call comedy. Like at one point. At one point, that's the only thing.
Like vaudevillian type
Yeah,
jokes?
vaudevillian times. And the weird thing about that is you could have 15 minutes and that was all you needed for the rest of your life. Because there wasn't TV. So you just traveled around, you did these jokes, and that was it. That was
there
a
was
life.
no new act.
Yeah.
Back when life was easier and blackface was in charge.
You know what? Here's the thing about blackface.
Did you just check that's always a good start. That's a good start of a sentence. Here's the thing about blackface.
But it's really true. People don't realize this. Those guys were like the hip hop kids today, right? They loved black culture so much, just like when you see kids dressing today. So they were like, "Hey, this is great," you know.
They were the vanilla ices of their time,
they
right?
really were, you know.
No, I do blackface because I love black people.
Yeah, because I'm like
better at doing what they do than they do.
Right. So you couldn't get black people in every club then. So this is the next best thing. But you ever notice that you never saw blackface with women? No one did like a blackface and did like a Billie Holiday. You know, it's only with only guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women are less racist. That's why.
Are they? Or are they already the minority, even though there's more of them than men?
Yes, the biggest minority there is.
Right.
I think that, this is weird, but I think they might be a minority just by being less aggressive.
Just by being less aggressive, because we've set up a society that values competition
And assertiveness
over teamwork.
So to be a real feminist, we need to do blackface.
That's
what I heard.
I'm in.
That is aggressive.
That didn't take much, Gail.
I mean, I'm deliberating still.
Well, I've seen you do Asian face a couple of times, but you say
mushy mushy.
That's just heavy makeup.
Yeah, that's just a good look. But so to be, by the way, to be a feminist and already have Bruce Jenner shoot by you like a shot. Bruce Jenner just went on to become the greatest woman in the world, and he's only been a woman for 15 minutes. I don't know how he pulled it off.
And isn't she also being convicted of manslaughter soon?
Yes.
Or person slaughter, as I like to call it. Let's remember gender. Gender is important.
But yeah, women were very quick to say, she's the best one of us.
She is great, and she's beautiful.
She's so much prettier than we are.
Well, she is rich.
Yeah, she's rich.
She does have a development deal.
Yeah. Although I think I don't know whether you saw any of the TV shows, but they fell off every week. Everybody watched the first one.
Yeah.
But then week after week, because she was dumber and dumber about the stuff that women should do. She only wanted to go to her closet and try on clothes.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that interested her at all.
She's standing there in full makeup and a dress going, I don't know about gay marriage. Not really for it. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, she's...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's just like a cross-dressing grandpa. That's
Exactly.
First of all,
I mean hot.
First of all, cross-dressing grandpa would have been a much better title for that thing.
Look at him jog.
Yeah. That actually reminds me of my own grandfather, too. I got to try to remember to lay a reef out for her and him. Well, it was a kilt, I guess. It's not so much. Chris, are you going to be plug king on this?
I'm a little plug king right now because Rebecca Trent and Eric Bergstrom are in studio. A night of 100 one-liners. It's happening tonight at the Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, New York at 8 p.m. Open bar for 4 hours. 100 stand-ups will be performing 100 one-liners, including Gary Goldman, Hannibal Buress, Mark Norman, Joe List, Tel Alexandro, Chris Gethard, Mike Racine, Mateo Lane, and Dan Perlman. Go to creeklic.com for tickets and more information, or go to gofundme.com/Eric Bergstrom to donate directly.
It's going to be a really fun night, which you guys are able to pull off there quite a bit.
Yeah, we're really excited about it.
Well, first of all, you guys, the fact is, you look for bizarre kind of comedy nights, right?
Yeah, well, I like doing big one-off shows anyway, and we do quarterly. We do the Naked Show, which is always a big show. We do that every 4 months. We do or every 3 months. We do we have a lot of like weirdo one-off shows. We have a monthly show called See You in Hell, where we challenge the comedians, go through a series of challenges where they have to do an impression, and then they have to like do yoga while they're doing their set, or eat liquid cheese or something gross, and I enjoy watching that stuff, and I think that it helps everybody stay creative.
Now, whose idea was the Naked Show? Who came up with that?
Andy Ofeisch from Boston, Massachusetts. He'd been doing it at the Pit for years. I mean, that that was around before us, right?
Yeah, I think it exists.
So the person who's done it the most, the record holder is Mike Lawrence. I think he's performed it 18
that right?
times.
He's just an exhibitionist.
Yeah. After the 15th time, I think. Yeah. You're not doing it for stage time anymore.
I saw him naked once at Caroline's, just walking around the men's room. Like, you changing?
To be fair, it was hot out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we that show's a lot of fun. It gets it's usually run by women at my club.
Yeah.
So it sort of stays very on the up and up. Like there's no like weirdness that happens afterwards or anything.
Someone told me they saw Jeffrey Gurian masturbating in the corner while it was happening.
Okay, I will say that Jeffrey definitely was one of the first guys to get a chair and then stand up on the chair so that he could see above the crowd.
Bad taste. No,
But to be fair, there were like
Jeffrey.
90 people in that room that night. It was the most oversold we'd ever had the show. We control the crowd a lot more now.
Now, by the way, and that was to see Mike Lawrence, which is really, his thing.
I think Clark Jones or Kenny DeForest were on stage, actually. It was one of the two of them.
Yeah. Now, Eric, is everything going on with you? How's it changed your stand-up? Has it?
Well, I mean, I talk about cancer more than before. It has changed a bit. I don't get up as much as I did when I was just sickly from not taking care of myself. But I don't know. It has been forced time to just sit down and think about things more and just go over everything. So it has. Maybe I have more jokes about cancer and hating God for now, which is true.
I think that's the great thing about being a stand-up, though, because you are kind of always working. There is a place to put focus in situations that are really uncomfortable or scary or horrifying, because you could be on a plane, the plane starts to feel like it's coming apart, and you're like, okay, this could be a good story later.
Yeah. What's the bright side to this nightmare?
Yeah, because you could immediately start telling the story in your head as it's taking place.
Yeah, it kind of lets you take control of it, too, which is calms the nerves. And there's something weird about telling jokes about cancer when you have cancer. It's like, if anyone's against this, they shouldn't be, because I have cancer. So, that makes me more comfortable about it, too. So.
Sure. P. Diddy's still in there, huh?
Oh, yeah. P. Diddy's just dominating these halls. There's a bunch of champagne out there with a bunch of cups, too.
I also saw some red velvet cake. I don't know if that's his thing, but
P. Diddy's red velvet cake is there.
It's in the hallway.
And you guys saw him being prepped before he did a radio show.
Yes, he had 3 different handlers on him. One guy was combing his hair, the other guy was lint rolling his jacket, and the other one was straightening his clothes, and he's just on his phone. Like, yeah, what's going on? 3 people, and he doesn't look the least bit uncomfortable.
Because it happens every day of his life.
For a radio interview, by the way.
I think there's nothing better than being a big enough star that those guys probably grew up with him. You know what I mean? Like, they played on the same football team when they're younger, and now they have to knock the lint off them.
Have enough money to have your childhood bully have to pick the lint off of you while you get to just search your phone every day.
Elvis, when you go back and watch those documentaries, his buddies they grew up with, he used to bring to karate and flip them, and they had to be there all the time. And he flipped them so much that he actually thought he was good at karate. So he's like, I'm getting tougher and tougher all the time. And they're like, yeah, Elvis, you really are, man. Knocked me out earlier. And they just they just literally bullshitted him for his entire adult life. Just waiting for money to fall out of his pockets.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, none at all. And then every one of them wrote a mean book about him after the fact. Yeah. Every one of them, they would just write books called Bad Stuff About Elvis. Just shit that they saw. I think it's always the classic thing, because everybody acts like if you become a star, you change. But literally everyone around you changes as well.
Yeah.
It's got to be really just to like go into a 7-Eleven and see the place stop. You know, imagine what that does to you.
Yeah, we're in P. Diddy's case, like the amount of time that he's been as big as he was.
Right.
Like, you're going to lose reality.
Yeah,
you're not going to be a normal person.
20 plus years with him, right?
At least, right? At least about 20 years, maybe 15.
Well, some people say this, that whatever age that you become super famous, your maturity level stops there. So that's why kid stars never really kind of, act mature no matter how old they get, that you're better off waiting till you're at least in your 30s before something tremendous
Yeah, wait until
happens.
you're a broken human and then get famous.
But if you really look at like Louis C.K., from the outside, it doesn't look like his life has changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't see him with a entourage or anything. But when you see it, when it happened to people when they were like Eddie Murphy was a young guy and immediately went into leather suits and, just bizarre shit, Still stayed hilarious, but
Yeah, but pampered.
yeah,
through
just
the whole thing.
pampered. It's difficult. All you got to do is fly first class in an airplane, and then you hate the rest of the airplane. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no. Every time I'm on an airplane and I'm afraid of crashing, I look around for people I hate, and if it crashes and kills them too, it's worth it. Like some kid picking his nose and screaming, I want that kid dead.
Well, sometimes you will look like when you're waiting and the plane's pulling up, and you're like, I wonder if this is the people I'll die with. It kind of looks like this will be it.
Or if you're sitting next to somebody, you're like, oh, not him. I don't want to die next to him.
Oh, she's holding the baby. I feel bad for the baby. I lived a life, but that little baby, sad.
Or do you ever get the idea that you see the baby and you're like, there's no way the universe is cruel enough to do this, so I think I'm okay.
Yeah,
Like, there's
I never
too many
feel
children.
No, I don't either.
The universe is based on cruelty.
Yeah.
That's the building block.
That is true. What kind thing has the universe ever done? You know what I mean? Like where you
rainbows?
Like, a rainbow.
Those are tricks.
I
don't know.
I'm giving the rainbow a thought because that's nice to us. Like we can find beauty in the world, but we're the only species. Like you'll never see a dog staring at a rainbow and giving a shit about it.
Beautiful, right,
Just
guys?
two dogs sitting together, looking at each other in the rainbow. They don't care.
But there might be like smart monkeys that stare at it, I guess.
We're the smart
I
monkeys.
think we are the most smart monkeys, but there are other smart monkeys.
I hope we're the most smart monkeys. Sometimes I worry.
Rebecca Trent and Eric Bergstrom are in studio. A night of 100 one-liners is happening tonight at the Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, New York at 8 p.m. Open bar for 4 hours. 100 stand-ups will be performing 100 one-liners, including Gary Goldman, Hannibal Buress, Mark Norman, Joe List, Ted Alexandro, Chris Gethard, Mike Racine, Mateo Lane, and our own Dan Perlman. Go to creeklic.com for tickets and more information, or you can go to gofundme.com/Eric Bergstrom to donate directly.
Yeah, we've got the link up to the GoFundMe. And you're also an illustrator. You do
I do like cartooning for like the New Yorker. I have a book out with Penguin Books. I've done drawings for like and then illustrations for like Amazon.com and Barnes and Noble and stuff like that.
And how are those jokes? Because they're kind of one-liners, right?
They are kind of. I mean, it's all communication and trying to twist things. I mean, it's weird because I mean, there is the things. Visual elements can be funny and quirky on their own. It's kind of. I know. I kind of equate my drawing style and goofy drawings to my jokes, and then just me and my voice, but communicating.
I think that the always the amazing thing too about these kind of stuffs is that they're never funny till they are. You know what I mean? So
wait, you talking about the New Yorker?
Yeah, like those stuff. You're like not funny. Holy shit, that's the funniest thing.
Yeah, it's definitely humor for old ladies on the Upper West Side sometimes.
Right.
But like, hey, more cat bait jokes. The teller said what to the piglet?
Yeah.
Whoa. But I love it too.
But yeah, and I agree 100%. But that's got to be the spot, right? The New Yorker to get something there.
Yeah, it's
about as
awesome.
high up as you can go, right?
Because cartooning wise, I feel like it's that and Playboy, but
right.
But I feel like the New Yorker has like a richer data bank of cartoons.
Certainly when Playboy, like when Shel Silverstein used to do that. I still think if you look at his life, it's probably the most amazing life that you're writing songs, you're writing plays, and you're writing for Playboy and kids' books at the same time.
Yeah. And kind of took the same I feel like, approach to creativity with each thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that he was just as much himself doing kids' books as he was, like, writing dirty jokes for Playboy.
I feel like now, if you're going to be famous, they kind of want to, like, if you're for kids, they really try to keep you away from stuff like that more. Try to keep you as marketable to kids as possible. If
even then, I think it was a good idea to do that. Like he just broke the rules. But someone told me that they saw him sing at this thing, and there was all these kids there, and the kids started singing along, and he just stops and goes, "What are you doing? Did you write this song? No, this is my song. I sing it, and you listen to it." And they said the kids and the parents were just like shocked. But here's the other thing about him. The number of people that I've met, like the greatest people in the world, who were connected to him only in that field. Like David Mamet thought of him as a best friend. Chris Christopherson thought of him as a best friend. I've met the blaxploitation directors. Like he moved in and out of more worlds than anybody else I ever met or heard about in my life.
Like, I remember seeing the picture of him on the back jacket.
Right.
And you remember it was like he was, like, holding a guitar. He's, like, bald.
Yeah,
He's, like, not wearing shoes.
He looks kind of grizzled and hippie-ish.
And I remember just being like, that's the guy? Like, I was just so floored by, like, what a kind of...
Well, you're also like, is he black? Is he Jewish? Is he, you know what I mean? Like, he honestly didn't... He wasn't like a regular person.
Well, what's the name of the fellow who wrote Where the Wild Things Grow?
Why the world they just
Max.
Yeah, and he's just
a grizzled old gay man who lives in his barn and just hates everyone.
Yeah, not crazy about kids either. Not
Maurice Sendak.
Yeah. Where the wild things are.
Yeah. And that was like an amazing thing for you guys when you were little too.
Oh yeah, I was obsessed with that book.
Well, the Shel Silverstein, if I have read those to you guys when you were little, you guys used to just fall out.
Yes,
just
they were
dying reading. And
I had them memorized. I would sing them along with my mom.
Yeah, there was one of them as a kid. Was it they put a brassiere on the camel? Blew my mind as a kid. There was a paw on his two humps. Whoa, like the size of those humps.
I have a Shel Silverstein tattoo illustration. It's for a poem called Joey. Because my name's Joey. Yeah.
Oh, let me say it. Where is it?
Okay, it's right up here. Ain't sticking out.
No,
well, I guess your muscles are too big. To get that sweater up.
I remember that one. Yeah, he's like,
oh yeah,
yeah. There's a naked kid swimming on your arm.
Yeah, that's a pedophile tattoo.
Yeah. But yeah, they were really funny, and then there was always one heartbreaking one that would make me cry as a kid, which is crazy to think, like a little kid just reading something and crying. But I remember there was like Poor Angus, and I would always cry at that one. And then there was one where they were speaking, the little girl could speak the boy spoke sign language, and she didn't understand. She's like, well, I guess he doesn't love me. And I was just bawling as a kid. Like,
you were quick to tears, though, dude. You really were.
I still am.
The Lassie theme. You would only hear the theme.
I can't even think.
You cried at the Lassie theme.
The sound of the Lassie theme broke my heart.
And I don't even think you saw the show. I
would run in the other room crying. It was like the low whistle, Lassie. I don't know what it was.
You probably thought he was lost.
Longing. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, it just sounded sad to me.
This is another thing that you would do that was like really made me think that you should see a psychiatrist. Is like if you saw one thing, like a shoe next to a road, you would start crying, thinking that the other shoe was looking for him.
Yeah, I was like, I would personalize inanimate objects, so I would be worried, like, I'll put this phone here with the headphones so they could be friends, so they're not alone. Like, I would think of stuff like that. But I have a memory of driving down the street with my mom, and I saw a plastic bag, like, blowing in the wind, and I started crying, saying he's alone, he's in the street by himself, and she had to make up this whole story that he was on his way home. He's going to the bushes where his whole family of plastic bags lived. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, good. Because I was really feeling like that plastic bag was by himself.
That plastic bag is still alone.
Yeah.
It's miserable.
No.
I remember when I said to you, it's a fucking bag. What do you... You're 4 now. You should know what a bag is. It's so strange, though. And that might come from watching cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because that My Little Toaster thing
Brave Little Toaster.
that was a great show.
Yeah.
Movie.
And that destroyed you. And I always felt like Toy Story kind of ripped that off a little bit because it was
Brave
the same
Little Toaster vibe where they walk away and then they come to life.
Yeah, and you outgrow stuff and all that.
But it is kind of sick when you think about every cartoon from my childhood, and probably everyone's, is that they would play on like a child's first fear, which is like you're being taken away from your family, your mother dies. Like they're all really dark.
Disney just killed a mother in the first reel every film that they've ever done. They just got rid of the mother.
They were all orphans. They were all alone in the world. It's terrifying.
Well,
yeah.
The sad thing is that real orphans probably never see those films.
I guess they're free to get away with that gimmick. Who's going to take them? Do we even have orphanages anymore? Is that something that exists?
Certainly in other countries. I know there's orphanages. But I don't know, American orphanages.
And there's halfway houses. And
you send a kid to live with
someone who's going to beat them up.
Evil people
outside of a meth lab in West Virginia
who are looking for tax breaks.
Yeah. I wanted to take in just half a dozen kids and see if I could just turn them into something.
Interns, really?
Yeah. No, a nice band. Really, it would be just great.
Like a security force.
Yeah, it would be nice. And just have them follow me around like I'm P. Diddy, just brushing me off. And,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Send one of the foster kids to get me a coffee, please.
Foster kids to floor 3.
You should just start calling your interns foster kids.
I love the idea that.
Cut to the chase.
Rebecca Trent and Eric Bergstrom are in studio. A night of 100 one-liners is happening tonight at the Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, New York at 8 p.m. 4-hour open bar. 100 stand-ups will be performing 100 one-liners, including Gary Goldman, Hannibal Buress, Mark Norman, Joe List, Ted Alexandro, Chris Gethard, Mike Racine, Mateo Lane, and Dan Perlman. Go to creeklic.com for tickets and more information, or go to gofundme.com/Eric Bergstrom to directly donate.
Eric, are you jumping up tonight? Are you gonna?
Yeah, I'll go up. Yeah.
Soder is going to be there, which is incredibly cool. But I picked Mike Racine as the guy to pull this off.
He's saying Racine's his favorite.
Yeah,
he's going to cure me.
He's the dark horse. His one-liner is going to cure you tonight.
Racine's bitterness as a mafioso-loving garbage man is going to kill me.
He is borderline for that, isn't he? I mean, he's literally just a slight sense of humor away from going around collecting money from people who owe his uncle. You know? If I have to bring him back,
if he had the uncle, he'd be doing it already.
Yeah, he would be. He would be. All right, we've got to wrap this up. So good to meet you, man.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Seriously, the door's open. What we should do is every once in a while just bring some folks with you, and we'll sit around and bust balls. Rebecca, always great to see you.
So good to see you too.
And I'm so happy. I've just brought this up on the air, but the fact that this club exists, I think helps people all around the country, because this kind of vibe will get picked up over and over again. Chris, one more plug and then we'll take off.
A night of 100 one-liners. It's happening tonight at the Creek in the Cave in Long Island City at 8 p.m. 100 stand-ups will be performing 100 one-liners. Go to creeklic.com for tickets and more information, or go to gofundme.com/Eric Bergstrom to directly donate.
That's it for us. We'll see you all again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!